Welcome to Pembroke Memories podcast. I am Lance, or Jelly, or Prince, as most Pembroke people know me. And my co-host is Philip, or Any, or NFL, as most Pembroke people know him. And both of us are from Calbeck Avenue. Our mission on this podcast series is to explore how Pembroke, a small community in the Kingston 20 area, surrounded by Roseland, just across Washington Boulevard, Marvally, Tulloch Garden, or Francis Land as I know it, Arlene Garden, Patrick City, just across the Sandy Gully, became the epicenter of football or soccer for some people in Jamaica in the early 1970s. Pembroke was also home of some of the most legendary musicians and entertainers of that era. I was still going to Pembroke Primary when every single Sunday a triple header was played at the original ball ground at the intersection of Calbeck Avenue, Pembroke Drive, now Kennel Drive. One morning match and two evening match was played to a capacity crowd. These teams, Patosi Rovers, Carawina, Asphalt, Covey, Elferta, and Dreads, was joined by Marvally Uenden to play in the Pembroke Corner League football tournament. And every baller in Jamaica at the time wanted to play in a Pembroke Corner League to showcase them skills as the first officially organized Corner League football tournament in Jamaica. In this conversation, we hope to capture the memories of players, supporters, and any members of the Pembroke community, male or female, who want to come and share their stories. Your feedback and support will be greatly appreciated on whatever social media platform you might be listening, and thanks in advance. Go. Today is Sunday, October 23rd, 2022, and welcome back to another conversation about Pembroke memories. Me as usual, Lance, or Jelly, or Prince, and any one of those names will do. Rejoining me as co-host today is the ever-reliable Andre Taylor Damville. Today, both of our guests will get a proper introduction because both of them are from ends of Pembroke, we will not talk about much at all. Both of them from Carawina, section of Pembroke. One of them is the youngest of 7 siblings. The other is the youngest of 4 brothers. One went to Miss Brown Kindergarten and Pembroke Primary. The other went to Miss Thomas Basic School, Duane Park Primary, Pembroke Primary, and Pembroke Secondary, and played minor and major league for Pembroke. But without further ado, the man they have to tell them one story, so I'm going to introduce them and make them tell them one story. So welcome, Peter Tulloch and Everret.
Yes,
Bowley, Bailey. Welcome, my brother. Introduce yourself first,
yes,
Peter.
Yeah, Peter Tulloch, one of 7 kids, live on Anglesey Avenue, 16 Anglesey Avenue, which is the first avenue off the boulevard. Pretty much attended Miss Brown, which was Ray Brown's mother. Ray Brown was another one of the youth them who grew up in the neighborhood. His mom had a basic school on Merwood, attended that basic school, and then after that went to Pembroke Primary. And then from Pembroke Primary, he went to Calabar. All of these years was spent in Pembroke, and like my affectionately say, Pembroke is broken up in thirds. We live in the lower third, while Patosi in the middle third, and then the top third is after the field go up to the top.
Yeah, but top section, 3-bedroom section.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. You say it right, and you say it right, Peter. I love how you put it that way there. Pembroke, but a one place, a 3 separate place, but a one. Yeah.
But that's so much youth that if you really think about it, it's kind of like a group of youth down at the bottom side, in the middle, and then the whole will come play ball, and that's how the whole thing goes.
All of we in the same age group, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, Bowley,
Yeah, Bowley, introduce yourself, my brother, because before you introduce yourself, when Bowley said me thing, Andre, and him real name, I said, right, so me know Bowley real name. Bowley name, Everret Bailey, just like we talked about earlier, I know. Because I know Bowley a long time, but I just Bowley, me know him as, so. Bowley, introduce yourself here, my brother.
Yeah, Pembroke people who know me, Bowley from Carawina. Where the man me call her the grill and the burglar bar and them things. See? Yeah. Used to go to Miss Thomas School, Duane Park Primary, Pembroke Primary. A little bit in a Marvally Primary, maybe a month. Yeah. Little bit in a Calabar. And a little bit in the junior secondary High School, Walgrove. Yeah.
I want number car winner I did Bowley officially.
77.
77. Okay, lucky 7. Yes, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. So Peter, I'm gonna start with your question. What year you come to Pembroke, or were you born in Pembroke?
No, so long story short, and this is how far back it go because I was born in Pembroke, but my middle sister, my middle sister, which is Roxanne, she was the first person born in a Pembroke, and I am thinking that was about 1960. But I think they actually moved to Pembroke when Kenneth, which was my older brother, which Bowley know very well, and Andre know well. God rest him soul in past few years back, but when he was born, somewhere between 59 and 60, I think my parents moved to Pembroke.
I wonder that come from. Where parents come from, Peter?
From what me understand, my grandmother had one of them big house down at Jonestown on Settlement Street, which had the big tenement yard behind it. So that's where my father was coming from. My mother was from St. Thomas, but then when they got married, they moved down to, I think, Admiral Town for a short span. And then Lawrence, which is my eldest brother, he stayed down Admiral Town because from what them was telling me, when they moved to Anglesey Avenue, there was no open Bible church. There was nothing. Everything in front was just bush and open land. So there was only about 4 or 5 houses across the street at the time. And then about a year or two in, then he moved down and started. Because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Bowley, your older brother, Ed Beer and Lawrence used to go school downtown.
Sister Mary Josephine School, and then them go over Waterhouse over Olympic Way.
Yeah, exactly.
Good thing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So where is Peter? You're one of the anchor baby in my Pembroke. You're banned and the man couldn't deport you from Pembroke at all. You drop roads.
Listen to me. By time me born, my brother and sister them have so much friend. I'm safe because I can walk anywhere.
Yeah, man, we'll get tonight. So Bowley, why you move come to Pembroke?
All right. I think about 61 in November,
How old you was, if you remember? Or by them tell us how old you was.
About 2 years.
Okay, nice, yeah.
Parents them come about 61.
And you're the youngest of 4, you say?
Youngest of 4, but here we go on now. Pembroke is a funny place, it's a family place, Everybody have cousin, auntie, uncle, all of that. We don't live a solitary road.
And that's which part, Bowley?
That's a Woodpecker down a Cockburn pen.
Down the wild time, yeah.
Yeah, that's a me about Cockburn pen. 8 solitary road. So now it's my grandmother, they have a little connection, so now my mother and father get the place. So 61 until now we're still there.
So you still have base of Pembroke the same way?
They may not live there, man.
Same way. Well, if I pick up some of the Pembroke, man, they may live the same way.
Yeah, but I love shout out some of them for real, who they're still.
Yeah, man, we're going to do that, man. As a matter of fact, early in the program, we shout out the man who was still there, Bowley. Go ahead and do that. Let me not forget that at all. Shout out the man who was still there, Pembroke, where you want to call out them name.
Yeah, you want to shout out. Cowface, still up on the end. Seeing Rosal, man. Porky, get well. Seeing Salamela is a man come true enough.
Yeah.
Shelley Prince, same way Raleigh.
Yeah, Raleigh Bristol.
Condolences. Seeing the man is still up on the ends. Regamatic. Seeing
still up on the ends.
Regamatic, Reggae upon Rosal.
Okay, yeah.
Seeing Ganja Plus Killer still there.
Killer still about, yeah.
Yeah, man. Seeing Peter Zebi, him know himself. Big up yourself. My Virgin Sesame, him still there. Seeing, big up yourself, Sesame. Seeing, Mr. West, one year up at the end. Winston Harper.
At a fitting, brother.
Rock?
Big brother, Rock. Big up yourself.
Older brother.
Yeah,
the man is still there. Yes, right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
The man is, let me just want to heal up the man. Right? Uncle Dave, for a big brother that, and heal up for a same upon the end. Bolo Best, all it same way. Thunder and Boomy. I say I will big up themselves.
Original Pembroke man in the same way.
The man is still there the same way. Yeah.
And you notice Andre say, Bowley go through that and appear nickname him a God.
Yeah, we don't work with the we don't work with the unless of course we have the women on because
No, but here we go now. Here we go now. The reason why
recognize.
me have to use them name there, so it's still another man. I just
No, no,
Pembroke
no,
call
Bowley.
around, you know.
No, man.
Every man have a name.
Exactly.
I just say it work.
But I say, you remember the
See?
man, them exactly, Bowley, exactly.
We know some of them name, them real name, but no man not call a
No,
man
it
by
makes
them
sense to
real
call a
name.
man name, because if you say,
Alias.
if you call a thunder name, and you say wall, a man go under who that, you know. You're not going to know, or boomy. A man not going to know
Yeah,
who
we
that.
know them name.
Exactly.
We know them name, bro.
Exactly.
But Lance, that's why I tell you about Bowley at the international Pembroke.
Yeah, man.
Because that man just call a man from every third of you mentioned earlier. You know?
Yeah.
All right. Here we are. So you see that place is still bridging from Bakal. Man, for know the place now. Nice place. Nice neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I'll get to that, man. I'm glad.
Really nice place.
I'm glad you called out the man name from earlier, Bowley, because at the end of the program, you can call him out again. That a man, you go out and you call him out, see him again and all him. So, yeah. So, Peter, you grew up on Anglesey Avenue, when a car winner ends this, you know. And one thing more I remember, and Bowley might help me, but before you do that, we remember early about Pembroke in the early days. They come up and have you with your brother and sister. We remember early about Pembroke days for you. Let's strike out.
Boy, I want to tell you, say, I was in a unique situation because right next door to me, and Bowley know all of this because down on my block, I mean, me here we talk football, but all time, I mean, I hear the name that come up. Him did live on my street too. So that was the Forbeses, and him was one of like four brothers too. So on my street was a whole lot of families with 4 and 5 boy and them kind of thing there. You know what I mean? Basically, when me a youth, next door to me was the Thompsons, and one of the Thompson them was a brother named Patrick Thompson, but him used to call him Pat Satchmark. So he used to sing the whole Louis Armstrong kind of thing and all of that. So at them point, all of the musicians them used to over him house. So his older sister, her name was Chubby. She and her brother name, I don't want to get the name wrong, but I think his name was Ben Brody. Bowley, you probably can correct me on that. Ben Brody, him did have a thing, a printing press over like Waterhouse.
Really remember him when he used to come on.
I know that name. It was part of Kasafa after a while, I think, too.
I think so, yeah. So them and Raleigh Briscoe now did start a thing even a little bit before me, where them they call Soul House round by Raleigh. And I'm sure when Raleigh come on, he can probably correct some of this. So I vaguely remember as a youth the day when Raleigh come check my brother for tell him about the football thing. And if I remember right, him call a meeting up by the secondary school. And them time they Pregs did come one time with him and think Pregs live just round the corner from me. Pregs live at the top of
Petterton, right. Where Raleigh them
live,
yeah.
So, right. So from me a youth, me a pass Pregs on a daily basis I go up there. So that are my early memories. And the thing about it truly though was that there was so much youth on every block. The amount of football we play on my street when nobody don't even know about.
Yeah, man.
You know what I say?
Yeah, man. I said go right to
Scrimmage world.
Yeah.
Scrimmage world, man.
Yeah, exactly, Bowley. Every corner, every road from Pembroke, you drive in the 60s and a pure scrimmage I play, man. The amount of scrimmage I play, left and right, man. Everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere.
Yeah, man. So that was most of my early recollection. And then, to be honest with you, from after I turned about 6-7 years old, you can't find me on my street because I really reside right down on the Colbert at the bottom of Carwin and Rosal. Them time there's easily about 20-30 away. And I mean, as a conversation go down, we're going to call out all of the names.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Kirkra live right at the corner at the bottom of Rosal.
Right, I remember. I just answered Kirk and Colin and Gary. Yeah.
Right there. So and then DT, Donovan Taylor and Robert Taylor live right behind we. Then you have Frederick Hook and Terrence live there to Bowley, right?
Yeah, man.
Terrence live over Auntie. Yeah, man.
Blue.
And then Bowley live just up the street. Yeah, man. So for the next easily 10-12 years, I write that so we almost on a daily.
20 and 30, man, and they do everything. Music, ball, cricket, everything I play.
Everything I go and do.
Yeah, man. And you just say, when I talked to you earlier, Peter, you say you have women used to live beside you. What year you become aware? Family man Barrett, Aston, family man Barrett.
I want to tell him I know him from before him even called family man. Them time it was us Aston. Because family. a little unknown story. A little unknown story back in them time. There was that they did have some brother where they live at the top of my street named the Kings. And them did have a shootout back up there in I don't know the year, but I think that the early 70s.
About that, but going at that and Bowley can't tell I want to find out about that.
Bowley elaborate, I know more about it.
Yeah.
So basically what happened when that's the early part of the Rastafarian movement when it just come in a big way.
Mm-hmm.
And basically right beside me, my father was one of the early man that would work for the telephone company. Where them send him, we go study telephone and them things there. So we was one of the people them that had telephone very, very early.
You have the right links from early,
Yeah. So basically right next door to me, over Pat Satchmo there, you used to have people like Scotty, Alton Ellis come, Delroy Wilson, John Wolt, 90 The Observer. All of them man they used to come down on a daily basis. Bob Marley. Well, yeah, him barely missed the shootout by seconds up the street.
So talk about the shootout before we come to talk about the shootout. Remember about the shootout, Peter. What you hear about the shootout? Because we look over Calvin Gavin and me about that shootout there. And me I say,
why I want to tell you, them time there were them police in them Bowley. Armand Barracks are jump out.
Armand Barracks and a jump out them.
Armand Barracks. Basically, to tell the truth, it happened in such a weird way. It's like a big truck that's come around the corner and the part where me remember is just the man shoot a fire in the yard. You understand what I say?
You can't say that little thing funny for you, Peter.
Yeah, go ahead, Bowley.
You have one with the yard. You see the yard? It was a hangout yard, you know.
And which part of the yard is there for the record, Bowley? It's right as you come on Anglesey.
Here it go. Come off a Pembroke, come for Anglesey.
Yeah. Make a left for Anglesey.
At the second house on your right.
Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, me get me
right on the corner, Chippenham, see? But you hear the drama with the yard, you know. The people who own the yard, the king them, you know. Or say Irish king, she name the woman, whatever she want name. See? You find, say, the man them in the yard are some wanted man from work at Hill. So, I just hang up man Bun Chalice, seeing man from the neighbor Much. You have all Unch, Prahl them. It's a hangout, it's just a big hangout.
Hold on, Bowley. Much I used to live up at the top of Clydesdale. And Much I had
man, Much live on Carwina, man.
Carwina, yes.
After the first weed gates down on our side.
Yeah.
So you find now the yard was always a hangout yard where the shootout take place. But the man who come there hang out are some steppers.
Yes.
And look like the people them know in the neighbor, them time they Pembroke, this is about me, that's about 69 or 70.
70, yeah.
The people them call Babylon. So now make them start commanding now, you know, the people them call police. Say, well, pa boy them in the yard and them used to play all ball out of the gate and juggle and them little way. Because we used to go out there and juggle with them.
Yep.
So the things start now. Like the Babylon come check the man them have them fire stick and they decide for defend it. And about 6 of them dead. And 7 of them dead. Big things. And man dead in a why name the yard over Paul Harvey yard, man run and drop and dead. Enough man run and drop and dead in a street and some dead in the yard. And then the Una run like all Much and Prahl and Unch and them man beer beaten. Babylon would have killed them with me. See? Because the man is a wanted man, but the man say, what you doing to people them yard them wanted man, beer lick. See, man, people who didn't know the thing, see? But I've really got just a hangout spot with youth and big man.
Can I see the story I put it on? It's like man just come from different ends and just a hangout. And police here say them and come take them. Yes.
Yeah, people tell them people in the yard with them do one thing, you know. I say go.
Repeat that, Peter,
Skill
sorry.
used to come to complain, you know.
Oh?
Skill Cole used to come juggle with them.
Skill with them on there, yes. Yeah. No, I remember the incident there well, man. Andre, do you remember the incident there?
Yeah, man. Clearly, man.
Yeah. That
was the headline events in Pembroke in the early days.
Yep.
69, 70.
Yeah, man. It ran Pembroke a particular way, man.
Yeah.
For sure. Right there, you know, it kind of changed personality.
Yeah. But just like how Bowley said, that's something to get it in. It's like some outside man, like as someone the police are look for. It wasn't a Pembroke man originally, where this man just come in and the police them come take them, see him. So yeah. So Bowley, you come a Pembroke now in 1962, you say. Where you early members 61, where you early members of Pembroke? Where you come a Pembroke?
Was arms house, you know. You are going. You see in a 63 are the first things now, you know. You see this thing I hear Nicky talk about this hurricane Flora, whatever we call it.
We watch for people house and all that, yeah.
People house, all one gone. A beer things.
Yes,
see,
so the car we
you have to run through all people yard and them thing, the real thing. We have to end up Red Hills Road, up a Farewell Avenue with some family for stay. Mud in the house, bullfrog in the house, crab in the house, snake in the house, party leg, scorpion, beer things. First memory of Pembroke, rough. As a youth, real in a 63, see?
Yes.
Yeah, never pretty.
No, you
the
see.
Place wash well like Nicky tell you, you know. See me, I came and tell you wash well, real thing.
Yeah.
All up at your place, you see where you live up there, so all this a wash well too, you know.
No, hold on.
All up behind Francis land and them place a wash
but that's how we get the house in a Bowley. Yeah, man, that's how we get the house at Pembroke Avenue, you know, because people buy the house, and when Flora come through, I said the hurricane in him, or the flood, Flora in a 63, people care about the money, go get matter, and say them don't want a house. We're flood out.
Oh. Yeah, I remember them days. That's my first memory.
And I said, the next thing I wanted to get the house at Pembroke, right?
So hold on now. Let me ask you something. Some man did a run left them place.
Then I said the woman I'm willing to get the house because man carried by the money and then I say I go to the bank because right behind the house at Pembroke Avenue, I go to run all the way from Upper Union and Mulline Road, come straight behind the house there, so. After what it looked like with the Flora, it was like a riverbed, you know. And the river come back and take it over. When them this build a gully afterwards. And the gully, a gully. So the water used to just run through when rainfall now. I never wash in the house. 1 year some rain come through 1980. And the gully wall broke way. And you see what I'm to your house? I saw them to we. Wake up the man and water run through the house like river same way, man. So I know
yeah, man, that's one of the first, you know, and then sometime after that, when them start organize up the community, fix up all the gully. That was our memory. When
the gully, that's a sandy gully attack.
Yeah, big construction.
The big sandy gully behind Carwina there, we carry over Patrick City.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know about the backyard, that right there. So.
Right. Yeah, right. Yeah,
that was another memory as a youth. Seeing, then used to have Miss Thomas, who should have two sons, you know, Keithy and Lydie Thomas. Seeing, then our road, you have Bubbles, you know, the Williams, them.
Mm-hmm.
As youth, seeing, and Gene, low here, we talk about all the while, code, seeing, them time we have party, them time enough party at Pembroke, a blue light party, and them little something there, and as youth, and bigger man, and they used to thief all the party, you know, with the goat and everything there, and I really think I tell you about them little memories there, you know. Yeah. It was nice every time, every week, Friday, Saturday, you can get a party in a Pembroke all the while.
Yeah, man, yeah. I remember that yesterday too, yeah.
But Bowley, you just bring up something we never even remember. Bubbles, Williams. Him brother Basil used to live at Pembroke too?
Yeah, man, we used to hang out with them and play ball all the while on the road, man. Catch a shubby, man.
That's a Basil Williams, the cricketer, you know.
Yeah, man. Catch a shubby. He used to come there every Saturday.
Yeah.
He used to come every Saturday. Catch a shubby all nice Saturday evening. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So them are some of the memory. And then we used to have a place, seeing, around from Pinnacle Close. Them time we not a shop at Pembroke them time there. You know. You have a place named Co-op Shop at the same people build the place and them run the place. Right? And this is near where Stincher Slash live and Bongo Slash. And the brother them beer ball used to play around in the dead end road. So they're like a scrimmage heaven, you know?
Right.
See? You have some little youth, they just come from England. Nice pan them foot Pele and Edu. Saying them used to do around there play some ball. And Nicky own him skill around there too. Saying, and they have Bongo Oak, original Pembroke Carwina player, Frederick. And you have Hutton, I name Derek Hutton, but call him Bongo Hutton, live in front of the Williams them. Saying, original Carwina, you have same Scarra you talk about, you ask me for. Original. Them man, are the original man them in the ball thing down there, so where them organize it with rally.
Yeah,
The reason why rally never did call it all Petterton, you know, cause most of the ball of them did dep on Carwy, you know.
Right.
Most of the play of them. That was one of the reasons the organizer. Yeah, and then you have another man who did dep on it too, quietly now, Stumpy, you know. Remember Stumpy?
Yeah.
Stumpy was one of the original Carwy, you know. Drive, yeah, but he was one of the man them down at Carwy, because his brother married to scientist, big sister, you know, family thing. So you know, enough of the youth, them used to marry to each other, sister, and have picnic them and them with it. So Pembroke was like that. Nice play. When you want to talk about interesting people, you gotta find them there. So one of the only places I know in Kingston where you can go and find all kind of people.
Yeah, man.
I mean nice people.
Yeah.
With talent, man who can play a ball, man who, you know, in the school thing. Yeah, nice. That's my first memory that at the place.
But
same as a youth.
Me ask you something, Peter, because you mentioned before that, Bowley, you mentioned which part where them they used to live? Paul Harvey and Owen Harvey, they have them. Which part Petterton them live on?
No,
right on the corner.
Marlamount and Chippenham.
Okay.
Yeah. Marlamount.
Right on the corner.
Yeah, because Paul called me early in this and I'm saying, come on, but eventually I'm saying kind of busy, so I'm come on back. But I'm going to go back to you, Peter, because you said something, you said 20 odd man, you grew up with 20, 30 man, and Bowley can chip in on this afterwards. And I wonder now, up where we come from, up my end, up Toasty there and Calbeck Avenue, we have only a triangle field. Up Annandale, them have a triangle field up at the top of Annandale, them have the asphalt. Which part of the play ball in a car we now?
Oh, but hear the drama. You see out in front, how the PS today?
Yeah, that's a phone gathering ground. Okay, I got it.
Never used to there, you know.
Yeah.
Open land. Yeah, before them put up all the asphalt and them thing there.
Yeah, that's before the asphalt of the park. The man used to teach people to drive and all them with the attack,
Yeah, before it stay like that was asphalt.
Yeah, exactly.
You used to play a ball. And even up at the field, a long time the field I play a ball, you know. Up at bus terminal.
The bus terminal.
Yeah, it's a long time man I play up there, you know. How we a man and that. Here I go on now. Them time they are bush, you know, man have to chop it out and rake it up and, you know. That's what the thing said. Not never there than a board post for the goal post, board. Right? And then you all tree on the property also. What you call them tree there again? Cool plum tree.
Cool plum
the top
tree.
A beer that in a Pembroke call them time, the cool plum like dirt. So man down a car, you know, area Chippenham, Marlamount, Pinnacle close them place there, up at the in front of Beanie Prowler, so in front of Cardiff.
Exactly.
Jeremy and them used to live, Donovan, Jeremy and them used to play a ball right there in front of the yard. Big Prowler and them man, Hook. Enough little man, Tucker them, Junior Tucker them and them family used to live right in front of it. Play a ball there, so. Yeah.
You say in Apprentice House, Junior Tucker them did live Bowley?
In Apprentice them, yeah. And but before them go there, so I don't have Chippenham them used to live
Them used to live.
Okay.
First,
Well,
before
it seemed like many people live multiple places in Pembroke.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes. Yeah.
Killer used to live near Aqualita, you know, for him go up on Annandale, you know.
Yeah.
Right up on the corner house there, so near Dragon them yard on the next side.
Yeah.
Billy Bunny them. Enough man live enough place, man.
And I
Like Tony guy used to live Calbeck before he got back.
Okay, never even know that.
Never even know that one there. But I tell you, there's something doing. The other day, you know, after me talk to you briefly, Lance, just I do a rough checking in my mind. And Rosal, which I wanted the shortest street them. At 14 or 15, you reach and I never finish counting them.
Well, you never play ball together.
Yeah, but
it was an hangout road, man. I know people you hang out on it, man. That's why hangout road.
On a Saturday morning or evening after school, a one look trip off a play card, too much, man.
Yes.
Table tennis, yeah. That's why it was a hangout street. Like here I go on now, lad. Here Rosal used to stay. He'd have Miss Cole and her Rinch mother that, you know.
Yes.
Rinch mother was one of them ladies, the party thing. And she used to get it on Friday, you know. Furniture them pushed in the room and living room clear and red light in the living room and party ready. So the yard was a party yard, see, from long time. So Rinse, Doctor grew up like that now, the music thing, you know. So
And
it was a
have the
hangout
sound
yard.
system.
Yeah, rhythm force and thing. But no, cow face, you know, was a little youth with them talent, you know. Could have played tennis good, him and Kirkral.
Yes.
So enough little youth used to hang out on the road. So you find say there's a little hangout road, people from all about come hang out who like music, who like tennis, who like ball, at the little spot that for come hang out. You know what I mean? So that's where they kind of stay when they come to the youth. And then you have some little youth who could have run fast, you know, like lightning, you know. Yes, Kirk and even David Davis. So round the street have some all Paul Harvey, Big Brother, Lion.
Yeah, man, it's run 800 for Calabar, yes.
But you're the drama. It's a competition thing, make the man learn the thing, you know. Chippenham versus Marlamount, right?
Yeah. And then come round Angus.
Everybody, and you run round the block, you know.
Yeah.
You have to competition. Pembroke was like that, breed competition.
Yeah, and you know...
Every man have a compete, that's what it said.
And yes, so something important to the two one is like competition in a way, and nobody organize it for we, you know. And we do it for ourselves, you know. And we generically do that for ourselves, you know. Because same thing we do for Calbeck and Patos, you know. That play on the triangle. And when a track time, we run on the triangle, we run on Covey, and we run on the block, and you have to race. And everybody want them skill. But you play cricket on the road, and a cricket, football time, a cricket time.
Beer catches to be, don't it?
Exactly. Window broke, and you have to run, go hide, and a man window broke, and say...
We used to have a little old man near Hook them yard, and we call him Bogu Nose, you know. You see the ball go over him yard, just kiss it goodbye.
You know,
done, you know. One time the man stab up all your ball, all them kind of way.
Yeah, man, you football, you have some never see that way, man. You get the ball, go over the ball, you not get the ball, none of that.
The man used to stab it up and throw it back in the street. Yeah, Bogu Nose. Terrible little old man. Terrible.
Yeah. So Peter, let me ask you something now. So, what the first memory you have now, a Pembroke Corner League, a Bowley gang with deep at them. I want to get your first memory because Carwina have a whole heap of talent. You think about Briscoe and Preggs and Bowley and all of them man there. All of them come from one place. So, what the memory you have a Pembroke Corner League?
I have couple memory because it's funny because even when me a little youth, Preggs did seem like a big man.
A giant,
Him did just bigger than everybody else. Raleigh me know because Raleigh used to come round a whole lot. But Preggs and Briscoe used to have this thing where when them go train at the field, you have to can keep up the ball from round a Preggs house, go straight at the field. You understand? So that's one of the earliest memories when we remember.
You have to walk with it.
Exactly. And
walk with it.
Preggs is serious about the ball in a way where in front time house at daytime is like a religion. Well, Errol Walker did live in front of Errol Walker.
You're used to set it up. You see what Peter talk about Lance?
Yeah.
You see that little thing there? He used to play a ball over the gate, like what you call that.
Table tennis, you play over the gate, yes. Yeah.
So I was see them thing that, you know, I have a youth named Dico, stylistic cousin.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. He was a good player, seeing. He was one of the first little youth them in the era with all Pato could have got all 500, you know.
Pato weights.
Yeah, man.
He could have got all 100 straight as a youth.
Yeah, man, yes.
See?
And the ball not drop at all, yeah.
Preggs never did too great with the juggling, you know. And Preggs, I say, go, take it on, serious. Every day, over the gate. Own the skill till you can walk it to the field by your instep. Yes, so I saw them thing they used to work with the youth, them. Own the skill.
And then the next memory is my brother Kenneth carry me go up and I say Maya. This is when me a little youth. I must say Maya play. Yeah, man. I remember a particular, I don't remember who the game was, but it was him, Gary Chuck, and who else? But whoever them that play, one time them that play somebody and Devon Lewis, they come play them and Pembroke must get about 20. But me remember being there to see.
Wildstone.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yes, man. But me remember being there for Maya and just think that this man was just the greatest.
I wanna get 20 in a Peter, I only 8 them give away.
I know that what matter. Yes, I want to hit the ball. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But
So that's one of the earliest things.
yeah. So you know, I used to watch a Corner League before.
No, man, I watch a whole Corner League, but hold on. We don't ever even know when Bowley started a great team in the later 80s named Pope Corner. All of the man will start smoke cigarette, but still want to play join that team there.
For real. Over Miss Tiny.
Yes.
Yes.
I will be Patos too, so everybody I talk up get Patos to get a one love from Pope Corner 1 year. No, but back then, I mean, honestly, me used to that every game. Remember when Priggs in the high time game and then Messi just start come up, there was like a clash of the Titans when like Bowley but Carolina play Patosi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And trust me, him dep on the car left and everything, but Bowley did wicked. So just watching all a man like him in that midfield was, you know what I mean?
Well, as you mentioned, I ask Bowley then. Bowley, where you learn your skill for football? In a Pembroke, on the road, I play scrimmage, you learn that. Because as Peter said, you know, your name well known from long time. You know? From me, I go Pembroke primary, you know. I hear about Bowley, you know. I say Bowley, I play.
On the road, man. Night and day we play. Them time there were a couple lights there on the road, you know. You have to play near the light and them little way and play in the darkness. Them time, no, serious, we play a milk box, you know. Put in the thing in a milk box. You remember the square milk box, them
Yeah, man, you put paper in a nice milk box.
Around half the edge of the milk box, them man. Yeah.
The one pint milk box, them and stuff.
Yes, that's how we own it.
The pint of milk box.
Over the primary school, and you get a little, what you call it, break and them thing up on the corridor, the milk box, with all pokey and them little youth upon the thing, which you put the milk box, right? It was slag, get some little idiot ball to play with. You know them little light ball, you kick it and it float in the breeze. We start play with that until we start get some real ball now with lace.
Yeah.
My lace up thing now. So we are graduate now, so you find, so now a big man thing, you know, we are play be a big man now, you know. Because we can't really play with the youth them much. Because them kind of the youth thing I go out, but we play enough with the big man them in the evening scrimmage. You know what I mean? Even up at the field, you play amongst the big man them as youth, because you can't get another game. You have to get kicking at your bottom and all them way if you earn it. You know? So we earn it that way as a little youth. With Pregs, me, Carlton, Pregs, man like all Boomy, Light Uncle.
Uncle live up from Pembroke,
Uncle live from Carwin. You see the year when them win all Manning?
Yes, remember him, right.
Carwin, him live all them time, but enough man don't know that still.
Right, because I never know Pembroke used to live. Right.
I'm low key, man. I say, well, see the about them time as little you. Them time, all right, you have an era, you know, in a Pembroke, you know, where Junior Corner League, it kind of hot like the big man, them Corner League, you know.
Yeah, when Sally Miller have a team and all that thing, yes.
No, man, before Sally Miller
really,
thing, man. Sally Miller used to live on Carwina, you know. I used to play for Carwina as a little youth, you know. Sally. Them time I go Calabar. You have a little team, you have Carwina.
I'm uncle did have the shop, right? Mr. Miller.
Mr. Miller.
I thought shop on Carwina, Peter.
Yeah, Mr. Miller.
That's a little bit down from Much. Right at the corner of Carwina and Marlemount.
Yeah, the next house. So you find, you'd have I said to you them time there, you know, Lance, where the Junior Corner League thing now, you'd have a little man here, Mr. Snapes.
Yeah, man, we end up around the bakery.
You know, if you want a little gears, you have a man here, Riley, Mr. Riley. You used to run all the netball thing and the softball thing with Mr. Chin. Right?
We just go bring up that thing for Bowley, Invaders.
Yeah, so you find, so now, the little youth, them now the Junior Corner League, Patosi youth, them, Sesame and Gan, them man, the Roots, seeing Muller, the man that used to unite have Flooney, Ray. That even all Messi that play them time there and father, and little youth
long afterward Messi become big guy. Yeah, man, the 80s, yeah.
And you have another set of youth, them up the road, up asphalt, them time, the asphalt, the set good yet, you know. Dirt, you know. Spider and them man, and you find all Pax and them little youth up there, you know. Platty.
Yeah, Platty.
No little youth up could play some ball, see? So the competition, you know, what you call that team?
Elfreto, that a plumb them team.
Yes, you have enough little youth them up there, so, you know? Some little man, so.
Yeah. But let me ask you to honor something though, because last week me have Thumper, and you must know the Kamika brother them from Asphalt and Annandale, and Thumper and Danny Green used to play for Asphalt. The man had on the thing last week. And them, for them thing I come out in another couple of weeks. But them never know it's a Pembroke in minor league. Peter, you didn't know it's a Pembroke in minor league?
Yeah, but I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, man, I follow minor league from them start, man. So me didn't know. Because my brother named Kenneth involved in everything.
He used to play ball. He used to play minor league?
Yeah, man, he play minor league too.
Yeah, man, he play with me, man.
With Bowley.
Okay.
Kenneth play minor league with me in a 75.
75, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm well aware that Pembroke in minor league, one of the earliest winners. Yes.
Yeah, man.
Enough man never know that.
All right, hear the drama. You see that team there, when Nicky had tell about, must say 68 or something like that, the different youth, them are Orion Maddox. What used to happen, you know, when Major League play at halftime, man used to get all the ball and just run up and down on the field. Remember them day there? Just what you call it, now we call it type of football there again, where you know let go the ball. A man just kick and run and salad and all them things there.
Yeah, man.
You own your skill like that on the field when halftime and after the game on a Sunday.
Yeah.
20 man a chase one ball.
Yeah.
And one man all a hold it for all a second or two or whatever, a salad that man. See, I saw the game play as a little youth. You know what I mean? So you find say the youth them all day long of football in a Pembroke when we grew up, man. Night and day play. Them never, you know, much yard. It have a little place in front of it, like the little triangle, like on have a papato, see this up. The triangle.
Yeah.
Have a little one down on Kawi in front of much, you know. Kind of rough still, but you buck your two and thing, because you know, you work it same way. Yeah. So that's how we learn it from, right on the street at Kawi, you know.
So let me ask you something first, Peter, and then Bowley can answer the question afterwards. The first time, yes, guy, you say, Raleigh, come check your brother. You having a memory of how Pembroke Ghana League start and why it start and how that it go?
Tell the truth, I was not aware of how the Ghana League start. I just know that Raleigh was somebody that have a big presence down my side. And him come and him talk to my brother and him say, yeah, Lawrence, why you come? So my brother did always, anyway I go, him just make me walk with him. Much younger than them still, you know, because I little youth them time. So I walk with him and I remember going to the meeting and them get a classroom in the secondary school. And after them talk and discuss of everything, a couple of weeks later, I see them put on gears and them go up on the field and I go with them, go watch some match. And from that, I just see it start, you know what I mean? But so I have no total recollection as to who else, but from down on my side, I Raleigh Briscoe, I know about.
Yeah. My foundation from that. And Bowley, you remember when you hear and when you remember how Ghana League start?
All right. You see the set of man them who the original car winner man them now, like me I can tell you, with Raleigh. Like the scientist was one of them man on the team, saying Bongo up. Right? So he'd have all Genie Low and them man on the team, the original team. I think even Jeremy and they on it to and Stumpy, you know. And another youth named Tarzan from up a Cardiff.
Right.
You have a couple, and then you'd have a youth named Jimmy Putos, but used to go Aggie. His brother was a keeper, could a keep. Good. Ball a blow. I don't know that man named Blow. See him have a history in a Pembroke we love them when I'm right hand man. Him used to play upon the team too. Live near Nicky. See him? So my first introduction that to Ghana League, I threw them big man when them up on the road and them used to walk, go up at the field and them with their evening time. Yeah. So a long time we were around it from the beginning. Even you ask about this team and the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And them, man.
Come never know about that team that time.
You know, the team is decent, you know, because them you watch and look and learn, you know them way there. It was a nice little team, you know, and then Asphalt come up in the thing, them did nice, COVID did nice. But also when the time get a strong hold on the thing.
Yeah.
We Carwina get a liquor run. Because one time Carwina a car, you know.
Yeah, man.
Beer 3 and 4 and 5 them get. No, they know the truth. In a rally, no one do all we know. Bongo know a beer 3 and 5, all you buck up asphalt, your bag full up.
Yeah,
you buck up patos, your bag full up a goal. You know them way there? No, it's true.
Yeah, you have to call
Them
it as you see
Pregs
it,
don't
yeah.
know Pregs don't know say Pregs I say, oh Bowley, we can't take no more beating like the big man, you know. We have to find a way to deal with the thing, you know.
Yeah.
And we figure it out how to win it for the first time as youth. You know what I mean? Eh?
Yeah. So
Yeah, Pregs,
no, me have asked you, the first time Carwina win, you remember that team there?
Yeah, with the Pana team there. First year we win. A beer youth win it, you know.
Yeah.
Beer little youth.
Yes, I
You know what I mean? Eh?
call out some of the man who remember who played on that team, the man.
I see I drag my memory, I know, you know. I can't remember some of them little man at the pan. The original. Nicky was one of them.
Yeah.
Pregs and Carlton. Errol Walker was a man. The pan the team.
Leon did play for Carwina too, right? Leon we did down the other side and then they moved go up Panchapan.
Leon, I think you still live on Patos one night time, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but him did live on Merwood when him did play for him.
When did they keep for that team, the Chris Maxwell?
Him did the pan one at a time, but when the team were really win it, about 3 keeper we'd have, you know, Blue, we'd have Sandy Tweets, Garnet. Brother, I remember Sandy Tweets.
Yeah, Garnet come from way back.
Penny Joseph, one of Penny Scott. You remember Penny Joseph, the Ras?
Yeah.
He was the goalkeeper. Saying then we'd have some outsider come on the team too, you know.
Yeah.
Bonnie and you have one of the Dugan them from up in Harden, Chopper Dugan, you have even I said it from over Marvel, they did the panic and Jackie.
Right.
Jackie
Brown. Jackie took a Harden, yes. Jackie took a Grant on Harden, yeah.
And you know, a little man from over Estate, Devon Sims used to play for Harden. Remember that you them?
No, I don't remember him.
Yes. Them I don't like Reggae, they on the team.
Yeah, Reggae did that play,
Paul
right.
on the team. See?
At a Prince.
Mr. Well. Yeah. No, Paul Harvey. The little one after Prince
one.
Father
Prince was the runner right now.
Call Prince as well, man. Prince, you know, like how brothers get the name because when
and call him Prince too? Okay.
Yeah, when Paul played minor league with me, a Prince me know him as.
Okay.
Lionhead was Prince Bowley, right?
Right, Lionhead was Prince originally, but you know, just like how you have
Prince.
You have big plats here, you have little plats, and the nickname them just transfer to the
brother. Yeah. That's what Paul Harvey me call him still, you know. No, I'm bridging now, so we call him. But Prince was Prince. All right, hear the drama now. Pembroke was a different kind of place. So it's set up with the youth, them. No future, so go Marvel, you know. Through the school, them not build up yet. And no future, so go during the park.
Yeah.
This when the school build now and every man start go Pembroke now, the community kind of different. So you find say enough little youth now, you know?
Yeah, man.
You know, really segregate like what? Oh, you got Marvel here, you got do in the park.
No, right.
Because school.
My brother did go do in the park to Bowley. Patrick did go do in the park. And then
nothing we go do in the park, man.
After Pembroke build, him come at Pembroke and start at Pembroke. By the time
go on talk. I'm going to show you some. Go on talk.
No, by the time we start Pembroke in 19... Before I primary school, Pembroke done build. So Pembroke me started in 1969. I think Roots Mr. Pembroke built in 1967.
Goodly, yes.
Yeah, because when we come at Pembroke school never built it. So I'm doing the park, Patrick in the park. Yeah.
Patrick was one of them youth, the original youth where doing the park would be. Muller, Sesame, you have a couple of youth, Pregs. You have, I think one of the Briscoe sisters, them. Seeing you used to go during the park. You have a couple of men you used to like Nicky, go Marvel, all Killer and them man.
I ask you about you never come Marvel too?
No. This when we need this Thomas, and Marvel me going, no. But when them register me in that place, I said to my mother, I said, Mom, I don't like that place. I shit the pan all the desks and all them things. When Paul in the classroom and, you know, I said, Marvel take this set up.
Over Marvel Elliot Bowley. Marvel Elliot, yeah.
Yes, I know we have to go the first. And then my mother said, no, all right, but I try doing the park. And some people don't know Mr. Marketti down there. So I saw we end up at Doing the Park. But yeah, I was Doing the Park and then Pembroke. You know?
So Peter, you say you follow the football. Your brother them play on the corner league team, so or major league team or minor league team.
My two older brothers, well, three of them older than me, but two of them never really, unless you come down my side, them never really relate to Pembroke. Them used to go Wolmers, and I think Lawrence had played cold side one of them thing than did, the on the reserve Manning Cup team. But I think he played 1 year a corner league, and that was it. Paul stopped playing from him, leave Marvally School. I never remember Paul play up. Yeah. But Kenneth used to play in the neighborhood league. Kenneth out there with Bowley and Kirk.
Kenneth was on the 75 minor league team.
Okay.
Yeah, that team was a nice little team.
You know what I mean?
A nice little team.
And then me end up a come play for the Great Popcorn as a non-smoker at the time, but
later part, yeah.
Well, I actually play Major League for Pembroke too, because one Sunday we over the field and Pembroke they in some lean years them time the way them can't find a team. I mean, I remember what did happen and the man them come supposed to go play out at Rollington Town. And them come for field a team, the bus out there and it's like a 9-man. And it's so that me and Gary left in at the gym now with Kirk. And Kirk are keeping.
Yeah.
So the man them say, come. So me now tell her a lie, we'll go to Blow Rollington Town and I think I play left back. Or something like that. And a little man come down and make two bad moves and walk over it. And them time the Kirk are like my big brother, So it's like the man walk over it 2 times and swear the ball and Kirk come down like him want to slap me in my back and I said, that happened. So he said the next time the man come on my plant, I lick on the man. And the whole of Rollington Town I run me dog and me not for Kirk.
Yeah. You're missing in action for Peter, yeah.
Yeah, so I play Major League for about 2 weeks with Pembroke and that was it.
Yeah. So Bowley, a minor league team then now we play. You remember one who played on a minor league team there? 75.
So some of the man, like Gar.
Tony Gar.
Tony Gar they played that last year there. And you'd have Peter Nicholson, the dependent.
Yeah, Peter Nicholson.
Was Diego that year, Bowley? Was Diego there? I know him play 74.
Who that?
Diego
never played. Diego played the year before with our sample and them man.
Yeah, he played 74. With Tony Gar.
Last year, I think. And last time that him play, I think.
Okay.
But Tony Gar they played that year there too, 74.
Yeah, but Tony Gar played 74.
But he played 75 with me too.
I play with you, okay.
Yeah. So you're the team, the year, we'd have a nice team, to go through to the semi, And we get kind of little cheeky from Doing the Park, man. The man bring on Peter Donegan, bring on Major. And they kind of little bit over age still, supposed in the league. But you don't know it already. With Kenny Rose and them thing, a man, Dr. Birch, and work the thing.
Yes.
And them know it. And them didn't know it. That's why it got still. Baller play. Nice game. Flew in at the goal. OB up at the next end. Saying Linton Chang in at the middle. With Gaio and you have a Fletcher Boom and Scrapsis covering all of them. But we'd have a nice little team.
Yeah.
Sesame all off the back with Gilly Chang. And I think Danny Martin up on one side. Seeing that really up on one end. Seeing me in the middle with that little youth to come from over UN then named Gervan Walters.
I remember that youth. Yes.
Squeeze the Maddox, they play a couple games and leave,
Who that?
I'm going to foreign. Gary Christian was another little youth who did nice.
Yeah, man, from Blanc.
So our team, they kind of run down, because you know, 3 man leave, bam, bam, bam. You have Fox gone. Squeeze the Maddox gone. TM Christian gone. Every man gone. So the team, one love the man, them knock out Sesame in that game, then bust up him jaw, Kill they do that. Remember that day? I don't know enough man remember, that game there, our skiller should have get run off or even a penalty or something. Buck Sesame in him head in him jam, broke him
Who
jaw.
that?
Junior skill, man,
Junior
O'Neal Russell.
O'Neal
Man.
Russell, yes. He not play for doing the
Yeah.
park.
Yeah, man, I play centre half a
Yeah.
park with scraps with them, man, and deal with the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the man, them, me tell you, say them bring on Donegan, and I am done with, you know.
Peter Donegan.
Man, terrible little man, when him come on, terrible little man. Busy, bad. Yeah. you know, seriously, I'm not afraid to say it, tell the man, they're terrible.
Yeah, man, a bad. Yeah, man, I know you're talking about it. You call the man, and I remember now, so the man they play to rotted, yeah.
It was a nice team. If them never cheat with the overage man, them, if them never knock out Sesame, I think we would have faced either Boys Town with nose them pan it, or I think a Swallowfield. One of them two teams that would have got through for play. But most of the man them pan that team there, Mr. Wells, me remember. Brokers, I don't know if you know Brokers, Red Brokers, big brother.
Yeah, man, I know Brokers, man, the two of them. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. In Brokers did the pan. Backhead, Adair.
Yeah, Robert, Trumpeta about him last week. Robert Adair.
Backhead plays centre half some game with Gilly and some game with Sesame.
Roos
Mr.
Backhead
Wells.
was on the 75 team too.
Huh?
Backhead was on the 75 team.
Yeah, he was on the 75 team too, yeah.
Well, he must have played early because he played 77 with me.
Also, kind of me a year younger than me, but Backhead did play the same year when he played.
Yeah, man, Backhead did good too.
You played the very next year with Pokey and them man and Briscoe.
Yeah, me played Pokey, Briscoe, Prince, Harvey, Errol Walker.
Yeah.
I youth named Andre Harrison, what them they call Capo from Woolmars.
Yes, if you look up Hillview Terrace for Moreland Road, I know you talk. You see go old man. Yes, yeah. It's a place centre half. Short and could have tackle good, yeah.
Me ask you something. You remember a little youth from Washington Garden named Bogle? They play with Andre.
Washi Bogle.
Bogle.
Yeah, man. You remember talk about him last, man. Yeah.
Washi Bogle was playing, yes. And
who play for? Donny Park or Pembroke?
Well, him really did play a lead. Remember him at playing Leeds with me with man like Dean and
I think he was a Washington Garden youth, you know, I'm not sure. Like.
Yeah, man, I Washington Garden come from. We remember talk about him last week. Thumper from up when we were Richard Sample and...
Like them, you know, you have a youth player named Mac P. They play upon Carwina too, you know, what used to play for Calabar, you know.
Yeah, Calabar, Mac P, yeah.
And I think over the same come from too. The same O'Neal Russell too, you know, I think over the same they come from too, you know, Washington Garden, you know. They wasn't really doing the part, man, but I doing the part, them play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Them never seem to feel a team from Washington.
No,
they never have a team.
They want to play with D Park, you know.
They might have to play with Pembroke or who are doing the park. Yeah.
All right. All right, me again, a little youth. You must know that youth, yeah. He used to live down at Evans. You know, New Evans, you call him Cocos Marshall, Bonnie Marshall.
Yeah, man.
A Preg's Bridging. See?
Bonnie Marshall,
nice baller. Choppy, bad. Turn you around in a circle if you not pay attention. See? In the dip on the team. See?
Yeah,
I say, you have another little man too from over Marvel, you know, on the team in the name. Jackie, you know, Kirkwood Brown, the man with the finan, when he like a finan, but nothing wrong with him. Him a chop you and let you go.
Yes, Jackie.
Killer did the the team too. Killer.
Who? Killer.
Okay. Yes, he did on the same winning team with us. So a couple of men did there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Pembroke was known for feeling some strong teams and, you know, never, somehow after 68, I don't remember another title.
No, well, let me ask you that first, Peter. Because
Hold on a second there. One quick second there. Did they come very close to winning when Briscoe they play with Messi and Kirk?
The minor league?
Yeah, man. I can remember I go D&G go watch them in the knockout round.
And they go a little
that was 78.
That possibly not.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I remember that whole team with, I think...
A cool shade T-shirt from D&G.
Yeah.
Messi and Fabs, I play centre half, Kirk in the goal. I think Briscoe play midfield.
Yeah.
I think Sammy will end up play for Calabar, did I play wing back.
Yeah, he come from you and then.
Yes.
Yeah,
man.
Peter Samuel's the attack. Yeah.
if I'm was. Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know
That
what I mean? I think that team did fairly well, if I remember right.
no, but you're right. Whosoever said right, you know, because I think Andre said, and Philip talk about that every week, you know, innit? He must say, can't
Mm-hmm.
understand why. I'm going to ask Peter the question and I ask Bowley. He just can't understand the talent that Pembroke produce, homegrown Bowley, as you hear, attack, and Peter, as you know. From the Sakarina and Pembroke, apart from the early days when we win minor league at 68, Pembroke never win another competition again. I'm not going to ask you, Peter, why you think that happened?
Well, I think pretty much is a known fact. Pretty much once a baller at a certain level, like for instance, Craig's got to a certain level, him gone to Santos. When me Blacker from up on the top go Cavaliers. Once Messi get to a certain level, him gone Santos too. Bowley end up around, you go country, right, Bowley? Benfica.
Benfica and
Yeah.
Volvo.
And Forbes did go the country too, right?
Benfica, yeah.
So basically what I say is basically every man that got to a certain point of him skill level being at a certain level ended up playing for one of the team them that I guess had more to offer
Yeah.
in the way of whatever the fringe benefits of playing for those teams was.
No,
You know what I
you have
mean?
to put it in a professional way, Peter. You get a better contract.
1000%. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know. I see another little thing that they cause it still to, you know. All right. You see the time when we reach to a stage where the thing I get good and nice, you'd have a fraction where the thing split up, you know.
That time in
With a little
98.
vibes they reach,
When
a
the,
vibes thing where
when the
you
politics
have,
entered the football at Pembroke,
yeah, the
1980,
Pan
yes. Yeah.
African, a little vibes thing, you know, a man no want to play in a ball with a man, and just a little vibes thing, you know.
Yeah, man.
And so some man up at the top, some man down at the bottom, and the man no want to play or so, and,
Yeah.
you know,
The
politics and,
fraction never affect the
yeah,
community, but it did affect the football bowling. I agree with
ball,
you.
yeah, you know.
And what happened for just for reinforce the point that I make, say why we never win, it's just about the time that we're moving, in my mind, the ball move from the mecca of the football at Pembroke at the terminus and go over the field. And it changed the whole complexion of how the ball used to play. Because remember when the ball play up at the field, you know, the ball ground park every Sunday, you know.
Yep.
You see me I say to you, and when it move go at the field, you know, because Kasafa say we can't play this because it didn't have the stipulation to the size field and all them way there. And it just changed the whole complexion of the thing at Pembroke, man. It just changed.
And truth be told, with one of the things where you just said a while ago, when it was up on the top field, for some reason it seemed more Permacal oriented. When it come down to the bottom field, I don't know if anybody remember this. We used to have some interruptions from our next door neighbors over Marvel there. But no one
The Currys and the Cocomalls and
Yeah.
and the Horse Mouths of the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
no, it's a geographic problem that's in a because we're right on the border, you know. Right on the border.
Things get intense.
Yeah, exactly, Bowley. When up on the field, you feel safe. The man now come walk, come in a Pembroke and the middle of Pembroke come try nothing at all.
You know, they actually used to come in a lands. I mean, but they would meet or have to beat a hasty retreat because I remember Nebel Naphtali chasing the whole crew back up to your side, you know, for cut through Francis because them launch your attack and run it back, you know. And and never like
run it back in drama, you know. Be things in the pan, you know.
Yeah. Oh, well, I know. I have to give you the one, you know, because God rest his soul. Me here saying pass away, if not earlier this year, late last year, the great Kazza Brown.
Man.
One Sunday we play Corner League, and them time they know the Corner League stretch over water. Where Jewsland did have a team.
Jewsland.
Come over, yeah.
And the Jewsland team, there was, I never know them real name, but we used to call them the Ruffy family. So about 9 brothers and 2 cousins. And I tell you, say, the man, them come over, you know, and I play. I don't know if Covey or somebody, them I play. But anyway, long story short, them I play and a man get up on them and one of them man kick down the youth, you know. And when him kick it down, Kazi goes up, penalty. Because Kazi a ref for some reason.
Referee.
Yeah, man. I'm going to tell you, so the Ruffy family does gather around Kazi, you know, and one of them pick up a handful of sand, you know. Because you know, so beer the top part of pure dirt.
Yeah.
And sun Kazi to blow. And when Kazi goes on clear him and can get a quick vision and goes a boom and swing a right hand. But coming like in the middle of the swing the right hand. He must have what me I do. You hear me no man? I saw knee lift towards the primary fence. We see. And then when it looked like him realized when my run going just turn, I know the little trench on the driveway at Pembroke secondary. Yeah, man. The man just turn and jump over the trench and level down the street, you know. When me tell you said knee lift and lick him shit. And the whole Ruffy family I run through the gate behind him, you know. over court the face the house Kazi disappeared, but them don't know the name out, so them don't know say the same God. Can open up a good about 30 lengths and God.
Yeah, because nobody could have kneel lift like Kazi, you know.
You hear me now, man? When the man them look around and can't find Kazi, like them want to beat any Pembroke man them.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Great Kazi Brown.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
Yeah, man. You see, that's the thing with Pembroke man. Pembroke man, them not bring the bodies up front, you know. But if it have to deal with it, have to deal with it a different way, you know. But now, it's like all the man bring it on the field and all them thing there. And as a Pembroke man deal with it, you know. But if it have to deal with it a different way, and as I said, some of the conversation we have to keep behind the paid wall, because...
And that me just go for second one day, I see the whole sleeve clear, me not call no name, but every...
No, man. We know them things, no, man, and Bowley knows what them stories is. Like, you just don't want to go to sort of because...
Enough of them, of course, when they're down all day all over in school, have a man say, lock the gate, you know them style.
Yeah.
That's the one you used to got doing the park and all over Waterhouse, man, say, lock the gate. You don't know.
That happened to me down at Tower Hill.
You don't know what's going on.
I managed to squeeze through the gate before them lock it.
That was a style, you know?
Yeah, man. But we never approach the ball limit. We actually just want to play. We could have beat any team just from ball skill alone, you know. Anyway, a team of Pembroke could have beat enough team, you know. Because them with that skill what we have in the man in my Pembroke and all that. So, yeah. So, Bowley, when the first time I remember I play a major league match with Pembroke, you know, who you play? Who are the big man that I look up to and I say, right, the man, yeah, a real big baller.
All right, let's see. As a man with the skill, when me I play or when them I play?
When them, all right, talk about when them I play. Like you look on and see the man I say, you rate the man there.
Who nice and them way, all right, you see, Pato, me they like him style.
Mm-hmm.
Because the man have some nice control all the while. Yeah, possess the control. My they have a nice skill level to me, like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Him own that skill there. Them are one of my two favorites in a Pembroke. You'd have some other man who the dangerous still, you know, quietly, you know. All that thing named Schema from around a Covey. And Boomy them brother. Boomy that about two brother with Thunder and another one with Terribly, you know.
Ronald and Phil, yeah.
And then you'd have some other little man too, you know, from around a Patosi, you know, where big size man, a striker name was a Chaplin in name.
Yeah, man, Chaplin, the play on the minor league team there, who win 68, 69.
You know, it was a so much play minor, major league. Even Raleigh Briscoe.
Yeah.
Seeing us nice control and thing. Miss Wells made a like watch play. Was a nice player to Birdie. You ever see Birdie player?
You know, a man called him. Yeah, I remember his name. I just can't remember his face. Yeah.
Birdie. Come from here where Killer them live. No, a Killer them road him come from up that side. Pan and Dale. I say we should have a little youth with the nice, where they have some nice skill. I try to remember. Even Cochise as another youth come up, so. Don't pan the car winner side now. You'd have myself and you have some other little youth who, you know, we not really had a big man them age yet, you know. But we there on the thing. Yeah, but them man was the man who play a major league. Yeah. When we really are watch it and I travel with the team and you know, tell our Lug take it over now. When Lug take it over now with the green on it van, different story. Cause when you take it over, the place hot.
Yeah. You can just account
79, 80, 79, 80, the place hot. You can't play over Waterhouse. You can't play this side. You have to go play up a camp.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Can't
the
go over
thing.
to the park. Yes, yeah.
Yes, you have to go camp, go play most of the game them, right?
Yeah.
Woman away everything up at camp. So another regime that me play with all weatherman and some other man, even Kazia and they got Sly and couple other man, right?
Yeah.
Long T, remember T?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
And Panchy. Panchy, the bellyless Jed in the depth on the team too. I say, well, who else? A couple man in the depth on the team where, I don't even remember Chiweda.
Yeah, man. You never know Weatherman, Andre.
No, we talked about that before. We can't.
Weatherman was Noah's bigger brother, but him used to play for Upsetters.
Him used to play for Carwina one night time.
You serious? I never know that part.
Yeah. For him got Setters.
Upsetters was, of course, my street with Logman, but there was so much man over there that why sometimes you just see a whole heap of face, you don't have no names, you know.
Over Setters?
Yeah.
Setters was a spot still, you know.
That Bowley attack about when it turned hot, you know, Upsetters are they reinforced the Pembroke, you know, yeah.
Yeah, man, Setters is nice to go. Your Setters used to run also sometime in idea now. Enough man there, all whole pa man there. All about. Seeing all Jack Spur and them man there and Iggy, Lassell, enough man there. Seeing all this, Lassell get hurt when Iggy lick with that big pipe in him back. Seeing? But this was the spot where you can come and just hold the vibes. Seeing? If you're a ganja smoker, you can go just go hold the vibes. Seeing? It's like a roots man. So the place was nice and you can learn things too.
But you see what
you could have get some knowledge and understanding too.
What happened during that time in a Bowley? Like we used to play table tennis over there too. But Logman know my old man from original, right? And from me come on as a little youth. So when certain gatherings are going, him tell me to go home. Because him not really want.
You know, expose it to certain things, Andre.
Eh?
Him don't expose it to certain things.
No, him will tell me to go home. You know, I mean, we can't come play TT and them things, but when certain meetings start or certain activities, him just tell me, take my leave.
Man. At that, I forgive Log big respect for man. Him never you them are Pembroke are protected by him. Him never involved in certain things like that. Him keep you from certain things, man.
Man, Logman is to
be involved.
No.
Find out my event is at Champs, but I show up, with the man them in support, because if him know say your event is a certain time.
Yeah, man.
Andre. Yeah. We used to come with Boogle Brace.
Yeah,
Brace it. Yes. Andre, lift up your knees.
Hold on a second.
Boogle, you remember Andre? Boogle said, lift up your knees. That just remember. Brace Kazzy Brown, uncle, So Kazzy has a style, lift up the knees.
Boogle Ben, you talk about Boogle Ben.
Yeah, man. Brace,
yeah.
Yeah, man. The great Frank Bennett, man. Frank Bennett, the great,
All right. You tell me, Andre, I'm not cut you. You remember how Briscoe run champs? You don't Briscoe run from long distance. Don't you?
No, but hold on a second. It's not distance.
Long distance business.
1 year, we're at school and Briscoe said, Gibson coming up. And the 4x2, him a go for the 4x2. So them have a 200 run off and him tell Brady, say, watch I'm coming and run off. So Brady say, it's open, man, come in. And Briscoe tell me, say, listen, any of them let me off of the bend before them, that's it. And I say, all right. And Briscoe go in, a strong feel. And when me looking as Briscoe come off of the corner first, it was over. So all of a sudden now Briscoe is a track star. First it was Gibson and then it make him champs appearance. But yeah, man, Briscoe was a fit, talented individual. I'm a boy that, my bench mate in a 4th and 5th grade. But when it comes to the ball and sports, but Bowley, say Raleigh Briscoe was a fitness man.
Yeah, man.
Right? And so him instilled that in a Carlton, and between him and Pregs, Carlton was just a fit youth.
Mm-hmm.
And that we use and win the first corner league, fitness,
Yeah.
That year ago, you see that year there, a Covey have the trophy, the knockout cup and the corner league cup. A Covey was the defending champion with a Roddy Ginger and all them, and Mabrook and them, and Mabrook, I think they leave Patos to them time and gone a Covey, There were a couple of men,
Yeah.
Leroy, Bias, and all of them, enough of them, enough little ball upon them team. But our little team now, with the fit, that is our little strategy. Really, I say like how them man, you just want to have a foot in front, that's all you need, one foot. And whole heap. That through them bigger than we.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I got playing at the knockout against Covey. And Thunder is still a player, and I ran all of them, man. And I tell you, I get a ball down on the right side where the white name the goalie. And I move to the thing and a man named Roddy Ginger, the man run and plant me, That I said, what? I saw the thing terrible now. If you're playing at this little man, a rough way up, I'm here to understand to Rally, where you get them little man from? Where you get them little man from? I know. The thing, because now you get your first lick,
Yeah, man, yeah,
so
yeah, what is, yeah.
Yeah, in a game now, man. Man, so where you get them little man from? And who open up the account, a Reggae, because Reggae was a orthodox youth, one left,
Yeah, man.
See, Reggae is a one left youth, and them give the Reggae, And I tell you, send it down.
So, Peter, talk about some of the money you look up to.
Three of them get,
Yeah. Three love. But what happened before you talk, Peter? Thunder used to play for Carolina one time, though.
Who, Thunder?
Yeah.
Bowley. Him did up on the team were winning, the first time, or the second time. Yeah, Bowley play.
Yeah.
Big up yourself, Bowley. Bowley, they play.
Yeah, yes. So Peter, talk about some of the man you grew up with, and eventually end up a player, are your contemporary. Talk about the man we look up to first.
It's funny, because I go to school with, basically when we reach primary school, the Johnny Shelleys, the Lee Sepps, all of them just I reach 5th and 6th grade and I leave. So the man them who did right before me that would have been well known was people like Paul Aquad, Gordon Class. Actually, I think you had a man a couple weeks ago, Eric Miller.
Yeah, man, yeah. That's a Dragon younger brother, yeah.
Yeah, man, because Eric didn't have a brother, first one we lived down on my street.
Yeah.
So at them man, me used to grow up with and come play ball with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Barry Cummins.
Yes.
That's a man where
that's a Lee younger brother, yeah.
Yeah, man. So that's one of the man. And when name, which one? Peter or Paul Bogle. I go to school with both of them, but I think
Paul
Peter was the one when I went in class and Paul was the older one.
Yeah. And the fire split cricket over the triangle, over the fire.
Exactly. Yeah. So all of them man that me did really grow up with and we used to play ball because them time we are the younger generation to the Bowley, the Messis, all of them people, you know what I say? But like you said before, that was when now the ball changed and come down
to the
field.
Yeah, change.
And the whole complexion it just kind of changed intensity that was up on the top field wasn't there anymore.
No, man. I saw me look on that, man. When you go down to the football field on at school, the vibes change completely.
I hear Peter call a name, what just ringing on my head, Johnny Shelley. I said I'm dep on the minor league team in a 75, that you know.
Yeah,
Johnny Shelley. He used to go veer at the time, like a phenom,
Yeah,
nice, And the man them, you want your drama, we'll play aligns them over Waterhouse, over the cheese factory, them telling the field over the sun. Man, them broke Shelley and
you know talk about that? Remember?
Broke up man,
say remember talk about that thing of Ray. That's a messy bigger brother. Come on. We have him about 2 weeks ago. And then
them Ray now play on the minor league team
too, man. Play on the minor league team. And him remind me say, Shelley did broke him, man. And after Shelley broke him, man, he became a different player.
Yeah, broke. All right. And the boy Ashburn McPherson, we know say you here. Where is that? And you kick the ball from our ball and See, Kanania play for them time there. Kanania play for Calabar. Them team did nice. Dicky Knight, nice little set of youth, them Alliance. See, I will beat them still, but them rough.
Mm-hmm.
We always pick them with, but them always have a nice team.
May I tell the truth, that youth that did name Leesep, him did live at Permacal and then he moved go Washington Garden.
Leesep Hutchinson.
Jesus peace,
Yeah,
man.
Him did dead or something like so. Sick and dead or something.
I think he died in football too.
Yeah, him did
He
wicked, man.
was Sally Miller nearby, He used to live next door to Sally Miller.
A wicked left foot him that, man. Me and the same class at Pembroke Primary. Know exactly where you're at, man. Wicked left foot him up, man. Yes, yeah.
That was a wicked racket ball away, Just one day, if him, if him was alive, where that we would have become.
Well, him blossom out to be, yeah.
You have another little youth like that, Peter. Which two little brother, man, Ela Bird.
Mm-hmm.
Ela Bird was a little youth like that, where him had it in him foot like that. They have the jinga, And remember when the car lifting up on car wheel and kill him?
Yeah, man, that a Fitzy little brother attack.
Fitzy little brother, yeah.
Yeah, man, yes.
They did nice as a little youth, like Shelly them, nice.
Yeah, man,
and
wicked.
Them,
yeah, you're right about that, Bowley. Him did have a whole heap of skill more than Fitzy them, man. That little
yeah, man. Him they have the jinga in him foot, man.
Yeah, man.
Somebody yeah, man.
Early, And carry the lick him down and kill him on Pembroke Drive there.
On car winner.
Okay.
Lick him down.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice little youth.
But Bowley, they named Parlaquat did really good too,
me never get to see him play much ball.
Yeah,
but
man.
I know him had it in him foot.
Lance, him come from your side between a Parlaquat.
Yeah, man, live up a Clydesdale up on the top part, side, Potter to it, them, up there, they live one time.
Man.
And up at Pembroke Drive, ends them, they live. Nope, more Pembroke Drive, yeah. And we end up at Bowley, I play for Boys Town, a whole heap.
Yes.
Yeah. He never get to see him play much.
He never play much at Pembroke. He never play much at Pembroke. But him get really good. A Boys Town never play. Him full of skill. You right about that, Peter?
Yeah, man. I'm praised that good man little youth at the time named Tete, but I can't tell if I knew where he lived.
All right.
But miserable.
You have some little youth with the same accord other than just him and Tete. You have another youth from when named Gada Balls. You have another named Look Up.
Gada.
You have another little youth named Sixy.
Yeah.
The whole of them was another little group.
Yeah,
there,
man.
the whole of them
Sixy went down to turn big baller, a Canton Spring man. I believe Jamaica. Lincoln Tough. Yes. Yeah,
man.
Yeah, man. The whole of them and Accord, the whole of them was like the same age group. And them,
And Gada they
play under 13 with Gada Calabar.
Yeah, man, Gada they go Calabar. I'm in touch with him at all because I try to get my sister come on, talk to me. She'll come on next week. I'm going to talk to she and her sister for talk about from a woman's perspective of Pembroke. And I get a link for Gada too. So I know exactly where you're at, man. Gada, you see the Calbeck Avenue right in front of the field right there, so.
Yeah. Gada Look Up and the same little youth Quart and Lincoln. And you have another little youth where him brother must say a counselor at Pembroke now, forgot what him name. Him did amongst them too, They have a little bit of skill. From up at Ian Curran side or COVID side. You have enough little youth Pembroke produce when it come to the ball thing,
Yeah.
It's like a natural thing,
Yeah,
it's like it just there in the neighborhood somehow. We are breed it.
But you think about
like
the amount of ball we play, we not talk about 20-30 man on foot at the same place where me at Calbeck Avenue. Andre can't talk about the same thing at Point to Point. And every day I play ball, Every day.
Every evening, every night.
Yeah.
I don't know if they get into the gym phase when they build the auditorium at the front of the secondary school. And every Sunday morning, man, about 50, 60 man line up out there, man.
One love chip.
Yep, whole day.
One love chip.
Yeah. And it get to a point where no man can go get him haircut. So man turn barber and sit down out there and cut your hair.
I want to get him game.
Yeah.
But you know that gym situation would already give rise to if it was earlier when like Bowley or myself and them man they play scrimmage. If we were able to bring a scrimmage team to all like a gym then now and that would be another level of corner league that
hold on a second, Andre.
we never saw.
Serious. No, hold on, they didn't get that serious. 1 year the man them have a tournament. Me, Giral.
Serious, man.
Yeah, me, Giral, Keith Hook, and Robert Taylor. Guess who we drawing at the first round? Messi, Forbes, Mivikel, and Anthony Corbett. Trust me, tell you, it was a big tournament, man. Everybody come down from everywhere, man. All of the name ball of them. When you bring the name ball, the Paji?
Yeah, Turner.
Turner come play.
Oh, Ira Turner.
Yeah, Ira Turner. Big up yourself, Paji.
Yo, I'm a virgin that's in them to come here, you know.
Yeah, man.
What else I'm big him up, Bowley.
I'm a gangster player for our team, you know,
man, from
Tarbert.
yes.
The one of the day. In the part was the one of the day from Popcorn.
Not Roots know it, you know, when Not Roots see that one where you talk about Peter, Not Roots put him hand on him head. And put from the half line, the man send the rocket, you know. Straighten up. Mula, the day in the roll away, you know. You know, so me have some picture from that game there.
Yeah.
On the field. Yeah. The last set of match I play up there, so.
We don't win much, but the one game they come in like, win the Color League. I mean, I tell you.
I told to get that one there.
I never know say Ira Turner upon that team, man. The great Ira Turner. Yeah.
Tony guarded the pan it too.
Pope Corners?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can now play for Patos.
But them kind of we not call it Pope Corners no more, not Thoroughbreds, you know.
Yeah. I remember that team that you talk about.
I see a Pope Corner team.
We change the name, the rebranding.
Yeah, so enough man a ask man now, man a trainer, man a jockey, man a all kind of something. Ask things coming, so nobody we no more smoking. Ask man. See Thoroughbreds. With our Bucket Bryce. Remember Bucket Bryce?
Yeah, Bucket Bryce. Tell the truth, Bull. The first year I some Heads t-shirt we're wearing with some
yeah. With some number 9 we put on with a stencil. A man shot tight. Like some yeah. Man shot a big uncle play Planet, you know, remember?
Yeah.
Uncle the Planet, you know, Beanie Prawl and Rinch and yeah, nice little nice little team roll out till it turn in a Thoroughbreds.
Yeah.
But, where we could have got in the finals and them way there. You know?
Let me ask you to something though, because this in my mind, Pembroke for a while, when the team formed, Pembroke became, in a sense, the epicenter for dreads and dreadlocks and Rastafari. Because we formed a team at Pembroke. What you remember about that ball in terms of how the dreads came about and all them way there?
All right. These are just some of my recollections. You see, set a man when them call about them a dread and a Rasta man them time there. Are the same as part youth them, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
Or the same set of youth them, you know? Was a far I know, you know, like all Mayan and all Fox and all coaches and all of them.
Bertrand,
yeah. Them never Rasta yet, you know, but them a play for asphalt and then me don't know what happened. And never Naptal, me don't know what happened. Them decide, say, you know, for them think that. See,
but I tell somebody the other day.
Part of the fraction start. But the same set of man.
I tell somebody the other day though, cause right around that same time, they were the first time me, cause Prango, which is where Prango right name, Andre?
Blair is the last.
Yeah. That's a Roots older brother. Not Rose, Ricky, not Rose, Ricky.
Ricky will
right.
Millennium sister, and yes, and yeah.
So, them time the Prango still have soul. When Never Naphtali still have soul.
Biggest Afro Never Naphtali have, man, yeah.
And them 3 man they now was form one of the singing groups for 12 Tribe of Israel. Yeah. So them man
with old timer.
I just they come to him right.
Yeah.
Old timer they're not one at a time, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Hold on a minute. In the play on the winning car winner team too, you know, old timer, you know.
Exactly.
In the dependent, you know. Yeah.
Exactly.
Just remember all timer.
Yeah, man. Yeah, old time at the Ras one at a time too, man. I don't know if I'm still right, but old time at the Ras. Not the same period of Peter, but continue Peter, yeah.
Yeah, but but back then, them man they did start the singing thing. So that was one of the fears, you know, where them used to do all of the 12 Tribe dance. Them time that thing Prango did have a CB 200 or something like that.
The bike, yeah. I remember that too, yeah.
Yeah, man. So that's how me see them man they down on my side of hold it now, cause that's when the shift now. When the shift where them start come down at the lower half of Anglesey a whole lot.
But also in another spot like that was down at Johnny Much.
Yep.
Down how
Yeah.
much was a place. All right. You remember now, you see the youth them up a asphalt, so say Rasta, Danny Kid and the whole of them.
Danny
Bike,
yeah.
them in the bike. You have another set on the Pembroke drive, Beanie them, and the whole of them, bike man them, pliers them. Now straight down how much them used to park up, man.
That's a big
Stuff for
pliers.
them, beer bike, a bike culture thing.
Yeah,
beer
man.
bike, the youth them, right?
Yeah.
Queen and the Rasta and them with, and the little girl, them not the neighbor with long skirt thing and
Yeah, man.
seeing?
And tie up them head, same way, yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. You know, it was just a culture shift, you know.
But yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And
it was.
I'm going to show you a thing why I remember in a Pembroke, you see the music thing is strong.
Yeah, but just about that, not just about getting a Bowley. So going at that, because I just about ask a question about that. And
Yeah, the music influence was very strong in terms of all the places there. Enough little youth play instruments, enough little youth did have vocals, and you know, yeah, strong in the era. All about in a Pembroke, they have little youth like that. Some man way up at the top, I forgot where them name live near
Gladiators used to live up. Oh, hold on. Simon Rochester, Ray Rochester, and Anthony Rochester. Them man they did live before Cox upon Annandale.
But one to the other youth on the other side, I can play the guitar, man. Them all doors there and all the man, the guitar player, them man, for Pembroke Drive. And the other one, what them name? Them live Panam, I don't know you call that road there. Chesterville or Clydesdale, the last road from Pembroke Drive.
Clydesdale are the one to the ends, where I almost run in front of Calbeck, and Chesterville are the one that me go against the supermarket. Yeah.
Did have a set of family very musical inclined. You're supposed to know them youth there, you know. Them good still live there, you know. Forgot them name, you know. A man can't jog my memory, I remember him, but music was a thing where enough. Even in the church, the Methodist church.
And that's the church
practice ground over there.
Yeah. They you don't know what I mean. Me and Gary did form a band with Randy Baba play a drum.
Yeah, man. Them never did that when you talk one man over the yard, man.
Yeah, talk about that, Peter. I can remember that, you know. Talk about that.
So basically, this about the last years of Calabar. Me, Gary, and Keith, which is one of the hook them, they start a band. And what we the name Morse Code. So we are playing now, and one day we see Ronnie over the school, but Ronnie high no blow, you know, because them couldn't even open them out of weed. The man I spoke, and the man I said, "You never know, say I'm a drummer." So I said, "What? I'm a drummer?" And the man I said, "No, I'm a play drum, man." And I said, "You serious?" And him said, "Yeah, man." And 2 days later, we go around and Ronnie house, because Ronnie did live right on the like a short street, right at Kennel Bridge.
Yeah, man. Round us out. Yeah, I know you talk. Pembroke close, I think it's the name.
Yes, man.
Yeah,
and when we go around that man, Ronnie, I never napped all the man. Them have a whole band set up around the man. So from this, you know, we start rehearse, and the next thing me know, I see Ray Rochester come down on him bicycle, because he used to live up on Annandale. And him come down, and then when him come down now, he said something to me about his brother Simon. Because I really never know Simon. Simon was an older man for me at the time. But what I hadn't known at the time was that Simon was actually the guitarist for Sugar Miner. You understand? So we end up now a shift and go up a Ray house now, go rehearse. But Ray's father was actually an accomplished saxophone player.
Yeah.
A little unknown story. I mean, from what I understand, because the middle brother, which was Anthony Rochester, was somebody that was very integral into Garnet Silk. Most of the song them we write and them thing, because Garnet Silk, you see that Pembroke a whole lot with them. Right on his life. Him, Garnet Silk, Tony Rebel too. I think Tony Rebel still dead. In fact, I think Tony Rebel office.
Rebel live in a wife name the yard, them cousin, Twilling them, you know, Twilling the cousin, you know, SS and them girl, you know.
Which part of Pembroke like the Bowley? Which part of Pembroke like there?
Right on Pembroke.
You know where Donovan Garden live?
On Pembroke Drive?
Yeah.
No.
You know where the wood them live, like?
Yeah, man. Alone them and Lush them and them man there. Yeah.
Well, go on that side there, but Rebel them up on the right hand side.
Before you reach at the church, before you reach at Cane Currant, for carrying a Cane Currant back.
Yeah, before you reach it, so maybe like, that's about 4 yard in the middle of the block is a sharp block, or four.
Yeah, man, no, exactly.
The two Linda used to live, man.
No,
And SS used to live in another yard, man. The little girl who used to sing in the rapping group, Xanadu and Sweet Lady. And then cousin that too, you know.
Right.
Yeah, she said that I sing. So the yard that rebelling and now the same yard.
Right.
Yeah.
But Lance, pan a whole other thing. My next door neighbor at the time now, which was Family Man, which Pat Satchmo's sister, him did start date Pat Satchmo's sister, and them have a bunch of youth. So during the whole Marley era with the song them, him they right next door. So actually him give me my first guitar for start play.
Remember that, you know, Peter. Remember that, you know.
Yeah. So what happened now, when we start playing thing, and we used to go up me, Gary and Keith used to go up Fab 5, which up a Constant Spring Road, and then Ronnie Giant. So, you know, back then, you know, so at the lean days, them they, you know, so some walking with the instrument from up a Constant Spring.
With the guitar by your bag.
When hunger back, man, a be argument and fight every day. So one day we're going to Gary house, I would talk, and it's like his mother, they love the music thing. So she literally just said, all right, and she fly out, come to New York, and I guess Andre didn't even know the side of the story, because back then Andre lived up here. By the time she come back down in another month or so, man, is a shipment come down and we get a whole band, like everything, drum, bass, guitar, everything. So
yeah, man, that was courtesy of my wife's stepfather, Uncle Ronnie.
Exactly. So basically, now Gary Woolman, now as Sergeant Rawl at the time, I know him was actually Inspector Rawl at the time. He now gripped the whole of the backyard. So right around this night time now, we play music, because I guess that was also a way to get you off of the road too. You know what I mean?
You have control over now, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, the amazing thing out of that little band, you know, funny enough, because here's what, now a whole lot of music history right now as you see it. The youth named Christopher Bentley was lead singer for Inner Circle.
I remember asking about one to him, you know. I remember asking
Christopher who, that is a Peter? Christopher who?
Christopher Bentley, where you lead sing for Inner Circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, him around the same start with me.
Yeah, from over Marvel him come from.
Yeah, they come right at the edge of Marvel. Gary became him never want nobody know, but he became a really big model in America. Yeah, when him come up, we play the Apollo, we play all over the place. The youth named Fahrenheit, where him still a play with Sean Paul right now. Him come out of the same situation there. The second to last show, last two shows we played before I left Jamaica, Lenky Mars, then with the Duali, him play with we. On that show there. And then another youth named Nigel Staff, which are the well, I don't know if he is right now, but him used to be like one of the band leaders or one of the thing with Tony, you know, with Tony Garbridge and Benji for Rough Cut. Yeah, man. So
let me ask you something, Peter. So when all of that go down, see, by 81, me leave Pembroke, and me done with Pembroke by 81. See?
Right.
When me see a foreign with Paul in a Manhattan on play in the venue, we set a man them that now. Is that the same band or is a different set of man that?
No, so what happened is right around 86, 87, because we had started getting some amount of traction in Jamaica. But then, you know, unfortunately, my parents drop out, then Gary's father drop out, and Gary left and came to New York, and then I was down at Jamaica for a little while, and then I came up a little bit after that. So when you had seen me probably about 6 months to a year before that, me and Gary did start another band here. So we'd have played the Apollo, we'd have played the Apollo, we have played the whole New York local circuit. So the night when you come to me now was when me I play with Paul then.
Okay.
And this was on 21st Street, right, at Tramps, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And then
shortly after Max Dixon, did all do a like LP with Paul and them here.
Yeah, footballer Max Dixon, they did it at Danny.
Lance.
Yeah.
I'm going to give a little thing. I'll tell you, Peter can't tell you 100. You'd have a little man one time with the run on the yard with Kenneth, you know. Kenneth, Peter, bigger brother, seeing Reds. And uncle come from Germany, you know, because Paul go Germany and uncle come back.
Yeah.
He was this, when name was something another, Douglas, who
Carl
sing
was
Kung
also
Fu
into Kung Fu
fighting.
fighting.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
your
man.
uncle, don't it? Or your
Yeah,
cousin?
I'm uncle. In actual fact, he moved back to
Okay.
Jamaica and one day right at Washington Garden. So that's a funny
Remember
thing
him, you
too.
know?
Yeah, man.
Remember him?
Yeah, man.
Him come on when him get the big Kung Fu fighting,
Oh,
man.
yeah, man.
And they're on the yard on a Miss Tulloch.
Mm.
See?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So, but
That was
it's
your
funny
uncle.
because it's funny that back in them day, it was so much music down on my side. And I mean, honestly, the man them from Gladiators, because after Family Man give me the guitar. But true roundabout, I meet the man them from Gladiators, and them used to come bar my bass on a Sunday evening and go play all kind of sessions to all kind of people and come back. There's a whole heap of music used to go on.
All right. You say that. You say Papa Dad, the
Yes.
studio one man, is a man where they have remember a long time, you know.
Oh, Coxon?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
long
Yeah,
time.
no, yeah, man, talk about that last week, you know. He
but
used to live
Bowley,
at
He
Annandale.
bad.
Yes, he used to live at Annandale.
but
Sir Cox,
Bowley,
yeah.
but Bowley live
Huh?
right beside him, live right beside Simon, a female Simon also a neighbor.
Okay, but him do a long time him dead, you know, here I go now. Him love football, you know. So enough
Long
time
time.
he used to play ball.
Hey,
You
Simon,
used to see him, you know.
Simon, the dread
See
used to
him?
walk up and over the guitar, Peter.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Simon
yeah,
and another you can pop
yeah,
up.
yeah, I know
You see,
that. He
you
used
see.
to live at
Yeah,
Annandale
man.
way. Yes, yes,
That's
yes.
different on that. Yeah, man. That's a real Anthony Rochester older brother.
Mm.
When you hear the reps, enough people see the man every Sunday evening with a little director's chair behind the goalpost up at the plum tree. But you don't know who.
Mm-hmm.
See, years go by now. When you get little older, man like all Killer would have know them man, I see, and Birdie and them man would have know them more. See, but it's a man who did a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Even when him they used to come there sometimes as a little youth come by at the yard. When him Freddie McGregor
Yeah. And
and all
you know what,
Dabby Dabs. Them used to dip at Annandale a lot, you know.
Yeah.
lad,
I come at the
what's
field
funny
or
though,
Sunday.
Bowley? You know
Yeah.
what's funny though? I didn't really know my Jamaica in New York. I come get to know him now. I hang out
Oh,
around
Papa
him.
Dad.
Because
Yeah.
him build a big establishment in the back of Brooklyn over by Broadway in a Bushwick area.
Who you talk about,
Okay.
Peter? Who that?
Mr.
Coxon,
Dad.
Coxon. Okay.
yeah, man.
I never know him until it's long after I know who him is, you know, but I used to see him every Sunday. I never know who he was,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's meet I meet when I'm daughter know say him, you know. He have 2 girl picnic.
Yeah.
See? I think either you or Angie's one of them used to come in a sure. But
Right.
a girl picnic them. And then they know a little girl with me, you know. So the whole way aspire and thing. And she say, you know, say me a Pembroke me live. And I say, you never know that. And she start telling me the strips. And I say, oh shit, are your dad that? And she say, yeah. But me never know him like that.
No, I never
Say,
know that.
him,
I the great
happy
Sir
that.
Coxon that. No.
No, we never know. No, we just know him as a face in the
Right.
community. Kind of there all the while.
Mm-hmm.
But
Even,
the funny part of that is, say Lee Scratch Perry used to live right off when you leave my avenue and go through the track and go on the boulevard. As you reach in a Washington Garden and you turn the left,
Yeah,
Scratch
man.
Perry
Yeah,
used to live
yeah,
right
yeah,
there
yeah.
too.
Up at the top right, so yes.
Mhm.
As you go across the little bridge,
I
I
know
go
it's coming
right.
like him,
Yeah.
the place still there, the Peter.
Yeah, man.
It's still there, you know.
Yeah, man.
That him used to spar with family man, you know, upset a band, you know. I him, you know.
Yes.
Over Patrick City, I'm seeing one that, you
Well,
know.
that was
And
his
Jeremy and
band.
them,
That's what became Bob
with
Marley's
Jeremy
band.
and, yeah, them a long time them in that thing, you know. Long time in a music thing in a promo called Jeremy and them used to keep our dance out in front of where the PS there. Them time
Yeah,
they
man.
just open the land, yeah. String it up
Right.
on the light post and play the music.
But it funny doing okay when Budget just start busting on one time them they on tour and we're open for them at this was the small side of Madison Square Gardens called the Paramount. Yeah, man. And them time them I tell you say we walk in, but them time the music rest away we're and it's not today where technology kind of take over, you know what I mean? So back then when you're the opening act, The man them set up Buju Band and the man them just say, all right, you can't touch nothing. I mean, I got to Germany and I try to remind him Pembroke every blow out, but it can't work. The man said, no, sir, you can't touch nothing.
That's what Donovan, the producer.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Them time they said the early day, this me no stop crying for your black woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's why I'm a Rasta.
Yeah, yo.
That's before Raz.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, put the
Yeah,
tongue
man,
contrast.
them
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. After I'm sing that Browning song, him lick back and start get contrast and turn.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
The Browning song lick him away because I get whole heap of backlash for that. So yeah.
You want to see, you know, Peter, you remember the time when the music culture, they even shift through the band with the sound system, with Delhi and Ring.
Mm-hmm. Delhi, Fat Roy, bro.
Fat Roy.
But well, let me ask you to something. Can I introduce something at Pembroke? I never wear at all. I talk about them, you know, some the rich musical issue. One of the things at Pembroke, this is blessed to have some musician. Because you talked about it earlier, Bowley, before the start talk. And Pete, Nicky talked about the music teacher, where they run at Pembroke Drive. And I say, music is something I never learn at all, you know. Never learn at all. And yeah, say a woman in Carwina used to teach, man, music of like you could write your own music. Why do you think that they
Yeah, man. The Kirk and his sister used to go there with Nicky.
Yeah, them play on Ramper Room or one of them things, man.
Ring ding or
who Kirk and Carly?
Ring ding.
Yeah,
Ring ding. Remember Ring ding?
Yeah, man, Miss Low, yes. Yeah.
But I give you that tidbit because, like you said, there was so much music going on. Bowley, what Charlie T did name again? What Charlie T family did name?
Thompson.
All right. So there was a family named Thompson that lived on Marywood, and to be politically correct, it was Charlie T, Frank, and George. But Frank and George was a little bit unstable. In other words, I would have said them crazy, kind of sporty thing, but them kind of come and go. Charlie T wrote a bunch of songs that ended up with a bunch of big name performer artists, and when everyone called to me, they didn't name them. But basically, Charlie T was a man where Striker Lee used to come down, and them time they box food. You remember when the white folded box?
Yeah, them used to sell the paper in it, the grease paper in it.
Them used to sell box food out of Oasis and Highway.
Yeah.
Chicken and them.
Yeah, the man them used to send where the cab did name checkered cab, the black and yellow cab back then.
Yellow and checker was the two of them. I don't know if I remember.
Yeah, the man them used to send the man them for Charlie T, cause not Charlie T for Skigate George, Big George, cause what George once he give him a pack of craving, you know, and a box food, you know, and him start sing. I mean, I talk about 20, 30 songs him just sing back to back, you know. Them time the Jamaican.
We don't know, you know, Peter. It was a vibes in the era. Maybe the breeze, we don't know. Because enough of them did like that, you know, singers, you know, in there. And Cynthia Clash, the same one of the diamonds, them used to do as youth. The white name, the what you call them when Keaton takes. Enough of look at them in a year.
Alan at Sabu there, yes. Alan at Sabu. Yeah.
Would have been remiss. I would be remiss if me never mention one of my schoolmates, them who actually come live from Pontrypan, named Winston McAnuff, the electric jet.
What?
Yeah. Him and him brother Patra, they live on Pontrypan. You know.
Yeah, I don't know something in that era. I don't know what it was, but them did it. Can you have another set up on the top where this is like that? You name the music man them.
Yeah, man, because there was
music man them. But
there was Sunday where they lived on where they have a big sound system, and then one of them big name system that live right before you get to Valentine God. I don't remember his name. Big sound system back in the day. Cause them time when a man come to string up him have to come from morning.
Yeah, man, some big how much in speaker come out with some big box and a truck of carry the box and all of it. Yes, yeah.
But
Go on,
To answer,
Peter.
to answer your question, though, Lance, I think a lot was basically because, like we say, there was something very peaceful about Permacal at the time, where even when a man just sit down and a playing guitar, nobody not trouble.
No, right.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people gravitated to coming there and just hanging out and, because there was a whole slew of horn players that ended up playing after Bob Marley, the Brackenridge brother, them and all of that. All of them, man, they lived up my time.
Pineda, Peter. Remember Pineda?
Michael Pineda, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
A couple
But
of them
Pineda
were.
they live up by Clydesdale or up Chesterfield.
The last road up at the top was last
Yeah,
road
man.
from yeah, I don't know it name.
But
Yeah,
so
He
they
did have
lived
a
on my
sister in
state
my
first.
brother
Then.
class named Geraldine. Geraldine was go primary
Pretty
school.
girl. Geraldine was
Yeah.
a pretty girl.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, cute little girl.
But
Yeah,
so them
I
come from
tried
down
it.
my side first. Then they lived down on Carolina, the lower half of Carolina, before they move up there. So.
Oh, the Pinedas.
Yeah, man.
In some Indian brother, music of Pembroke, one music of Calabar. One
Yeah,
music of
same
Calabar.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Couple of them, but they was musically inclined.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And a lot of music schools was in a Pembroke to come. Miss Carnegie was on my back. Nigel Henry mother was a music teacher.
Right.
Yeah, man. There were a bunch of them, man.
And Miss Barks, we were talking about up on my road.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Only the lucky.
But you want to see a funny thing, talk about music. Even over in a Pembroke school, they had a nice music room, And that same lady that live on your road, Peter, she was a music teacher,
And you talk about the secondary school, Bowley,
yes, it was a nice.
Yeah.
Then time they know who over there.
The Brownie brothers were there.
Yes,
right?
yes. Cleveland and all of them.
Clevey.
Yes.
Clevey. Later of Steely and Clevey.
Yes.
He actually came to Excelsior along with Dio and them.
Dalton passed a couple of years ago, Bowley.
Yeah.
Yeah, not couple, probably last year.
Yes. Last year, I think. Yes.
Mm-hmm. But the whole era, there was a whole heap of musician, and I mean, don't get me wrong, too. Right at the edge of Marvel, it took Barrington Levy and Sassafras and
bottom Marvel, yeah.
Yeah, man, and the great Echo Minor.
Yeah.
Yep. All of them, man, they come from down that side.
Yeah. It was with it blessed in our era, the boy, that's woolly pa. And them not a big shot like you look back on them and say, boy, some men turn out the big time sing and all them there. It was man the animals to play music. You talk about Peter. Them come into there and you play some music.
Yeah, one of the most amazing things was when Family Man went on tour with Bob Marley and them a call back at Jamaica, because obviously we have the phone, so the call them have to come over my house. When him a call back and him a say, boy, me there Albuquerque, and then the next day call and him tell him say they're Minnesota. You have to tell yourself, what that? Because it just never made any sense at the time.
Mm-hmm.
The concept of that some man will just live beside you, where you see, I run a boat, couple days ago. and literally when the man them start to be dead honest with you, is pieces of wood and some fishing line and sardine can the man them a play and turn over the pot them and all them thing there, So you literally watch something and then you hear it on a whole nother level, but it's almost like there was no way to compute what they're saying because television wasn't carrying none of those things. Information was snail mail, because it's when them go to the Babylon Bible store, the man literally call on a daily basis and tell us as them move across the United States and all over the world. But none of it made any sense. The only time...
Peter, you remember when them come back and bring all the album them and give it away?
Well, I know. When the man come back and the man bring back 2 BMW.
Yeah.
And me was a little youth, I go Calabar. One morning me get up, this is when shift system just start. So it was morning and evening shift. I'm going to walk outside and me I go school. And this is about 10:30, 11 o'clock. And they said to me, so you go to school so late? And me I said, no man, they have this new thing called shift system.
And I say, what? I say, well, one school starts 7 and done like 12, 1 o'clock, and then one start 12:30. And I say, okay, so you want me to get a ride? And the man bring out the BMW, man. Them time me no know nobody else with a BMW.
Yeah, yeah.
And man have a pioneer system in it, you know, when the man turn on the system. For the next 6 months, every morning I am carrying go to school and I come in like king of Calabar because the man have one day I pull up in a 320, the next day is a 520, the next day is a Capri 3000. Because them did that do well. And it was just the kindest person, you know what I'm saying? Them time they Robbie Shakespeare don't even have locks yet. Robbie I come down, they come check him a ride at S90. Yeah, man.
But you know, all another thing about Pembroke. Never shot a drama, you know. Enough sample man there, you know. A serious thing. There's some sample man still and all kind of thing used to go on, you know. Who remember the incident with Ronnie Bap and Cheryl Biggs when she jumped out of the car? Man, a serious thing, you know. I'm asking the man who did who know the threats. Ronnie Bap and Cheryl I said, boy, Ronnie Bap hold her against her wheel and she jumped out of a moving vehicle. Okay.
Yeah, I remember that in a bowl.
Yeah, man, some drama, man. I want to put drama used to their yard, you know. Yeah. Remember from a corner shot a drama,
No.
See? Remember them time there?
Ran the bishop to right.
Even all this time with our long tea, with the war thing, with the Marvel man when them shoot him.
Yeah.
I want to much him come from, you know. And the man them pressure tea, you know. See, you know, from Carwin them shoot the man, you know, against Rosa near Kirk the most.
Yeah.
Seeing man and shot T run up Cardiff. It's all over much. Delhi and all Reds and them man they did that all Kenneth. Man, them have to take the gully in them clean clothes, you know. Man splash up in the dirty water in a gully back behind much yard. You have to take for yourself because shot a beat. Me don't know if you remember them time there. Yeah. When them shoot too. Yeah, man, the place never shot a drama from Pembroke.
Let me ask you one something. When you come to Pembroke, the driving theatre is down at the bottom, over across the gully. Not cross the gully, across the boulevard. Where the cheese factory.
Cheese factory.
Yeah.
And when that closed down, Bowley, you remember when that closed down?
I mean, that's sometime in the 70s, you know.
Remember I used to stand up on the rooftop and look
even, all right. Me not say sometime in the mid-70s. Me not 100 on it still, but me not say that. I remember when we play a minor league, behind it we playing, I want to say them feel it there.
What Roseland?
Right. Roseland feeling it, so they still there at them time there, but me not know.
Yeah, the thing that was funny to me was when they had the whole thermoplastic thing and the series of factories that was right at the corner at the top of my street, which is now where I think the whole mall is. The plaza.
Yeah. The cigar factory there so early to right.
Yeah, man, but it was not the cigarette factory. Yeah, it was only the cigarette factory.
Tobacco factory.
Yeah.
Blanket factory.
Right.
And look, I just said the original free zone there now, before free zone below.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
They were making pants and fruit at the Doom underwear over there, and it was also making winter jackets.
Yeah, everything that's our export market, man. Yeah.
The original 80, what was it? 807 or 805 project. It was back another day.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Remember that. Well, may I ask you something? Because since I don't take it time, we talk for almost 2 hours, you know. And we talk. We just say a conversation. Yeah, but the question I want to ask you now, you know, in a phone of mine, what the most memorable thing, and you can't talk about this first beat, your most memorable moment from Pembroke, I grew up in a Pembroke at the time. How long you live at Pembroke before you come a foreign?
Long, man. I did that for about 18, 19 years before I leave straight.
Okay, yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Man, be honest with you, I don't have one because I had so many.
Well, name off some of them, man. Name off some of the moments from Pembroke where you can say, right, you remember this, remember that, yeah.
Like we can't tell you, but I remember pretty much almost all the football matches I watched at Top Field. You understand?
The Top Field for the one at the terminus.
The terminus, yeah.
The one that we call the Mecca of Pembroke. Yes.
Yeah. I remember most of the game that I watched at that Top Field. Actually, I remember the first game I played at the Top Field before them move us down to the bottom field. You know what I mean? One of the things I did enjoy as a youth is when Pregs came into his own, we used to just go around at the corner, I could sit down, because he literally lived just up the street from me. I just walk up on the top of my street, turn left, and with the right in front of my house. We used to sit down and watch him and Carlton just play a ball from 4 o'clock in the evening till 8 o'clock when, as Bowley, I said, no street light out there, but the man them a play. You know what I mean? Remember as a youth when, like I said, a 20-man round upon the Colbert there right round up, because that was kind of like the highlight of, I live literally, 4 or 5 blocks over, right, Bowley?
Yeah.
Yeah, I live literally 4 or 5 blocks over. So my only reason or possibility is Kenneth carry me around this, and then after a while, family and family relation, my mother and father just know them right round everybody who them know really well. So that was a big part of my whole growing up in terms of like on a daily basis. My dad is every day. I mean, I talk about Gary Scott, which I'm Scott, them son.
Yeah, Scott the teacher at Pembroke Primary. Yes.
Yeah. So she did live on that. That was probably one of the most memorable things. Where walk away and make noise, and you reach right at Miss Scott house, everybody just shut up and take your time. Yeah, man.
You can't go back on Pembroke and make sure you. No.
Trust me. But the funny part is she lived on that side, and then Miss Smith, which was another teacher at Pembroke, lived on the opposite side of the same street, both 4 houses down. So literally on a daily basis, and boy, that lady was amazing, boy. Cause you walk down the street and she said, "Come on, you remember that?" And she just start telling you some things. Because she remember your sister, and she remember your brother, and your boy.
God.
Yes, man. You know what I'm
Terrible
saying?
teacher, don't play with her,
Listen to me. Remember one year?
Nah, give you no play if you try it,
No. And one year we do common entrance, I think, and it was like 42 kids in the class and 41 pass.
Them style she have long time, she have them style. You have to pass.
Yeah, when you're going to Miss Scott class, you guarantee you're going to get your common entrance result, man. You're right about that, Bowley. Yes, yeah.
You have to pass.
Yeah.
And I want to show you, Lance, how that became such a close-knit community that me and all of them, man, the Bowley will tell you, up to like Andre too, up to a couple of years ago, we meet over Gary House in a Pennsylvania, over Kirk or over Andre House. Them thing a 20-year relationship, 30-year, 40-year relationships. You know what I say?
30-year, 40-year, one about 50 or 60. Come on, the long time. You know some man, right? Forever and ever.
And to be honest with you, even when Miss Scott moved from Pembroke and go up on Mona, we gone up, they go sleep on Miss Scott floor. You know what I'm saying? Because it was that level of growing up where on a daily basis we in each other's house. When shorter. Hold on. One summer Bowley have me a make burglar bar.
Yeah. You learn the shit.
Yeah. Bowley house. I didn't say the burglar bar. You make your burglar bar on a Bowley. Yeah. Electrical welding and all that thing, special welding,
Me and Keith over there for the whole summer learn to make burglar bar and go help them install. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You learn. There's nothing you're not gonna learn at Pembroke, man. Anyway you turn if you want to learn something. Can I talk about something from music, football,
everything?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the level of respect was, especially for me, almost everybody I knew was like, all right, Kirk and Kenneth are like best friend, and Bowley and Paul grew up, and Edbeer and Lawrence go school. So we can walk in a Bowley mother house or any part of because me and Mr. Bailey are virgin.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was that.
Here's the thing, Lance. You sit down on the side of the world, down our end, you have certain yard where you're going all day, Anglesey around at Tulloch. Marewood, Cowface yard, Kirk them yard, Carwin my yard, or Terrence them yard. I saw the place that, Rinch in a Rinch yard, around a Delhi yard, around a Chippenham, around a Craig's yard, around a Petterton. So you have certain yard where it congregates certain time,
Yeah, man. You walk in and out of the house like a nut, man. I see him around the go with the pump, man. Yeah, man. You just go to the yard and did the whole day. I just
man.
Yeah.
Even up at your end, Lance. Me used to come, we say like up at your end, you have a little youth. named Culture Bobby.
Bobby Culture,
See?
yeah, man, yeah.
I'm a little bird, you know. See him now. I'm my little bird from the ends there. See, him not playing a whole heap of ball, but I mean, I'm music and him can write and thing and
You know,
DJ, I'm a little youth that thing.
You know, see, Tony
But he
got a
used to
cousin
come
though.
this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, me know. Yeah, man, me know.
Yeah.
So it everywhere, even on a little triangle. Peter Nicholson was a little youth where I think scout in a Pembroke called the scouting movement. No flicker youth up at the church.
Yeah.
For the Methodist church.
Yeah.
The scouting and the what name the club what you call it, youth club. Beer girls and thing. Up there so full up of beer girls. So you find so all the youth them, the man now gonna win man in the track. You let the track way there so. Tell the youth club don't. Nah, serious thing. All over in the rectory. Remember in the rectory? My father's in a place. Yeah, man, so the place used to say enough little youth, enough girls, and enough boys. But the scout, was another thing.
And another thing was big on my side too. Me didn't know tennis and them pretty well because my sister didn't clear class. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's how the Walters them, Brian and Tennyson and Jeff. Yeah.
I didn't know Messi because one of the guy named Errol Anderson. Where Errol brother name? Where name Bowley?
I remember them last name, you know.
Anderson them name.
You are related to Messi them?
Yeah, man. So I saw me know
remember
Messi.
them last name.
I saw me know Messi because he was in my class. Yeah, man. He was in my class. I used to stop around a Messi or so go down because them time them live at the bottom of Marley Mount.
Yeah. I saw the thing the same, man. I say anything to go upon, no matter where you come from, you're safe for Pembroke, man. You know, I feel.
I'm going to get another little drum thing. You see, same place up at the little steel with the center there. You used to have some set of girls, you know, we take on the netball thing serious, you know.
Yeah, them come on.
In a Pembroke, the netball culture, you know.
Yeah.
Like Cynthia Miller, she was one of them from Merle Grove. Carlene from Upper Meadowbrook was another one. I think Craig's baby mother was another one, you know, Terry.
Yeah, Terry
netball culture thing.
Terry Sullivan related to Perkins and up Calbeck Avenue. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, man.
But you know what surprised me though? Nobody don't really know about the softball thing. That was a big thing too. Invaders. Mr. Chin did have the whole Invaders things and the Gladiators.
They was in the schoolyard. They was in the schoolyard over the high school yard. That's all. Mr. What you call him?
No, I never know about that, Peter.
Yeah, man. There was a gentleman named Mr. Chin. He was probably one of the first and one of the top mechanics for Volvo. This is when Volvo did have Karam's car mark down wherever it did the Linders Road.
The crossroads, yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Chin started Invaders softball team. I mean top out
Chinqui.
Chinqui, him name Chinqui.
Oh, because I said Chinqui, I wonder which one that. Chinqui.
Yeah, Mr. Chinqui. Yeah. So they had literally, I mean, I talk about easily 40, 50 people would congregate down in my house at night time and then play over the school. So they were occupying the field before football even come down at the field.
No, me never wear that at all, Peter. You tell me something never wear that at all. Right.
Yeah, man. And him lived literally around the corner from Raleigh Briscoe.
Okay. And we live on Carway, you know.
At the bottom
of almost in front of Anglesey, in the yard there, where you used to have some boat and them thing there. And in the sense
it was a big fisherman.
Yeah. No, I them store them want to get to because worst me I hear about them, I just want to find them girl who is part of that team there. To come talk about them, so I'm not aware of them story, Peter. I'm aware of the football.
The funny thing is, he was playing in the softball league in the Jamaica, you know. That team was in part of the league.
Right, and I never know about that at all. Let me tell you, right.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Netball and softball was there a long time. The girls, them. Well, the girls, them, you know.
Well, I want to tell you, say, what she sister promised to come on, got a sister. You talk about Gada earlier.
Gada ball, you know what?
Yeah, man, Gada have a older sister named Dan, and she talked about the netball thing too, where she called some name, but I don't remember them because she look older than me.
Elvis' sister Miller, she named Cynthia Miller.
Yes, that dragon. Yes, she talked about Miller.
Was one of them.
Yeah.
Them three, them I can't remember straight. I think Terry did have a cousin too, you know.
Marva.
The dead one. You know.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name, but it was a couple of them well, because sometimes them play up on the field.
And Killer Daba sister will play netball too.
Yeah, I think something another.
Yeah.
What's your name? Watkins, something like so. Watkins, I forgot
yeah.
Don or something like that. But them come down at the school, at the high school, and at the back of the school, they have a netball court playing.
No, me no
So,
want.
you know, them play for the small school.
Anytime I start
So-
put them man, I don't want to left out the man them at all because it's important because
Them the dead man.
of course.
Them used to have a drama. All right. In the school, the high school as you see, they used to have a drama club in there, you know.
Yeah,
With a
that
man
is
named
true.
Mr. Riley, come from
Mr.
North Carolina.
And the funny thing, Mr.
Yeah.
Riley lived 2 doors down from Mr. Chinkwe. Yeah.
Yes, them used to have those things going on for the kids.
So
Then.
I just thought about that. You remember when the man used to show a movie over the field beside the ball ground?
Yeah, man.
On Saturday night.
Yeah, man.
You remember that Bowley? You go there, so you pay your 20 cent or your 25 cent.
And them have the screen.
Yes,
with the projector.
Man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, remember.
Yeah, man.
Them used to do it next door my yard over the school too, you know, over Miss Thomas school.
Over the basic school.
Yeah, used to do the same kind of thing with the projector. You have to pay and come. Yeah, remember them time.
So, Bowley, tell me some of your favorite memories them at Pembroke where you remember now. You just can't forget at all. And guess what now? You there at Pembroke, like you know leave at all, as I said earlier. Although you say you leave in 1980, and you sound like you're back there again.
You too, and leave. About them time. All right. Like we tell you, the drama with the flooding that kind of the head same way, seeing that was a thing. But you see the sport part right now with the youth them. Winning the Corner League as a little youth back to back was on a memory. I say another memory we can jump off. Making some money, you know, you hear a drama. First time you're gonna make a little 25,000 as a little youth, Johnny Much. So, but you know, I make some money, my youth. I mean, so you mean, I say, do a grill. I'm gonna make some grill film from the old man. Make a quick 25 grand. I say, what? Then Miss Tulloch say, you say you can't make grill. Say, you can't make a money. Say, yes. 35,000. Them memory, them remember. Making them quick money there as a little youth. Bicycle culture was there. There was a bicycle culture in some state of man where used to ride go to school at daytime.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
There's a bicycle culture. That was another memory that with the man who ride bike. And then we have another set of youth. Them now you see the party man them. Enough party, you know, Sesame Gun and all Richie Samplan, Muller, party bridging them do enough party.
Yeah.
You know, Pembroke and all about.
Skateland Bowley. Skateland
yes, was another crew, right? Yeah, Skateland man them, DT and Kenneth and Blue them. You don't forget about that. Yeah, Fat Rice, Skateland. And then the dance business coming with the sound system, with the kind of getting at that kind of serious. Because we could have make a little money out of that, play out and thing, and you know?
Yeah.
We get couple dates. We get couple dates, so we make a little small change as a group.
Yeah, you play.
And like I said, I was a one-man thing.
You play.
I was really Delhi and DT, but we play a lot in Pembroke.
Yeah.
And I'm surrounded. So that was some of the fun memories. See, Mr. Wells, it was kind of fun. Getting my first vehicle at Pembroke as a little youth. Yeah, that was another fun memory. Let's see, we can remember. Remember some drama where my neighbor, I don't know my neighbor, seeing nice looking lady. But then says some drama, them looking for her, and them says she get kidnapped and she was hiding around the road and Rosal. That was a big drama we can't forget. Man, no, we can't verify it. Saying says, let's see, well, we can remember.
What the lady with the racing pool in front of you, Bowley?
The who?
The lady that won racing pool right round in front of you.
Which one of the yard them?
Right where Barry used to live. A lady did win racing pool.
Barry?
Yeah, man, you don't remember Barry used to ride the bike.
Oh, you mean over next door to Mike's house, Linton them yard?
Yeah.
You forgot her name, you know.
That was the first person you know.
I went in them, Stocky baby mother.
Right.
I forgot what's her name. I can't remember her name. I know what you're talking about. I can't remember her name. But I Stocky baby mother.
Racing pool, I thought about that, Peter.
But you know, so the whole of them used to work at racing pool. Bowley, Kenneth.
Yes, good talk. Yes, that's another memory too, you know, Lance, the racing pool era where as little youth in the 70s, we used to gamble nothing of the race ass thing, you know, we night up to a neck. Friday night come and I eat that I like we're going to church. See?
That time racing pool have a thing up a Redis Mall.
Redis Road, yeah, we used to work up there, but
Come there, sir.
yeah, the one we used to work up there.
I turn I used to work up there too, man, yeah.
Paji, how we get Paji the Rocklin, yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing to them and all the way. Blue, DT, Kenneth, myself, couple of way. But here the drama, me apprentice, rest in peace, laugh. So I heard. We not little money out of the racing pool in my apprentice, you know, was another incident that was nice. Don't can remember. But like me tell you, after 81 in a Pembroke, another big thing. When them have the camp over in the school in the war time, the detention center,
when soldier
that was a whole heap of things that go on them time, a whole heap of things with the soldier them. Because them used to come hang out with whip on the corner, Pope corner,
and
get them cigarette and them could have get weed on how much. So that was another highlight. Yeah, man, let them know the deal, man. Anything you hear me, I tell you, you know, we have receipt feet and man and go there and say, yeah, because we can't call name. Because them know we're not afraid for calling name.
So hold on about it. When the camp run over, because I remember that at the talking. Now just say remember, you know. Which part of the school them have the camp?
Right
in the Migla field.
Them teach you them in the field, yes.
You remember when
detention camp.
So much Pembroke had gotten hot, but the whole climate with Marvel and Waterhouse, so they bring the camp and put it in a Pembroke, and then them leave from there every night and go to them thing. Because one night me come home and one of them stand up out of my front gate, you know, like a tree.
Yes, regular thing them do, frighten you.
I tell you, we go the night, you know. We go the night and when I remember where they go, my father they cut down and treat them at the front and I turn the block now and I walk come down. I mean I said, hold on a second, who plant a tree? And
man.
And I said, what is tree? It's a soldier with an SLR man. I want a helmet with a tree.
Yeah. They usually walk up and screech up and can walk up, and you know, I see them and when I reach up and you see them, you know, yes. Yeah, remember that, they talk about that, man. Bowley, yeah.
Another incident that I can remember clearly, the first really tragic type of thing when I can remember, kind of back to back, you know, the same time, Bowley.
Yeah, man, yes.
Crash.
Yeah.
That was kind of, you know.
That's a well-known
and then you have
man, yeah.
Yes, Bowley. And then Charmian was a little girl where lived in Carwin. I think a youth named Tia, Lamont's sister. I think they lick her down in front of the school. The rise. That was another highlight. And then even down at the pastry when it just built with Mr. Snapes and thing. That when they come there to come deal with the thing. But a nice little pizza hang out, man, they whole day, rare, hot bread and butter.
Yeah, man. You remember
some chocolate milk and some layer cake, all them business there, and some plants,
yes.
Kind of stuff.
But that bread and butter bowl, as used to come there and make sure when it does touch.
Those are memories.
Yeah.
And then...
And the pineapple turnover,
yeah. Yes, Andre.
And then, me have another memory, you know, you see the youth, them where, what would I say, book youth, them smart and nice, little bridge in them, when the library truck used to come out in front.
Yeah, I remember.
That was another memory on a Saturday morning. They can't miss it. See? Yeah. And then you have another memory to harden. You used to have a little man down the road, have a speaker in a tree, say my Yahweh, and I preach up on the Sunday morning. And you can't sleep, kind of fire burn you see? All kind of fire burn you get. I say Yahweh. Big up yourself, Patrick. See? Yeah, big up yourself, Tax, that we know, you know how I talk about. Big up yourself, Henry, Nigel, see, Marywood. Yeah. Very nice. That was another fun memory, me see. And then, even going down to Much, as a young man in them time, they don't join Much. Well, a beer drama man down there, a beer sample. You have all a man named Prince Brady. Danny Kid used to come regular this with the bike crew. I don't know if you remember Danny Kid.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, Danny Red. Yeah, man. Yes, Danny Kid, yeah.
So you have a bike crew from up at the side who come down all the while down our side, come hang out on all that Sunday, come, you know, gambling house, you know. Man them who know the place. Another fun memory, being the problem place. Another gambling house. Man know the place. Big up yourself, Cow Pow. Big up yourself, Jerry's. Yeah. This was another spot. Where the man used to Friday night thing. Yeah. Prentice place. We have a little thing that's Apprentice place was another little spot. Next door to Miss Tiny. Was another fun memory of the place, you know? Beer youth, beer girls. You know? Yeah. That was the thing when I can remember from a car. A lot of girl picnic and boy picnic.
We didn't love Christmas though. We didn't love Christmas, God. You could have just walked from house to house and just eat.
And get anything you want. Yeah.
Yeah. Good memories. You know, that's something I can remember right off of the bat, you know.
Let me ask you to understand something though, in terms of say, when Roots called me a couple months ago before me started, and Roots called me and I said, because Roots have the idea say want to revitalize and a Pembroke football I'm talk about, right? But since we started this, I say, what do you think about it bigger than Pembroke football? What do you think about it like almost like a project in terms of like a community complex where is a what do you call it, like academy then, not just football. Yeah. Like an academy. Music, you say you talk about music, Peter.
Yeah.
And you talk about football and you talk about girls soccer and all that thing. You see me I said to you. And the question I ask, you know, can you think and Roots idea sound to me, it's like you want to revitalize it through the mechanism I said the primary school and the high school. It's like you want to set up under 12, under 10, under 14, under 16, and you run competition through that, and you start the academy through that. And then it's like, man, you come from foreign, come look on you, them and say, boy, yeah, man, them want to be come play for some sort of club of foreign. And a man, you teach a man how to play a guitar or something. And the question I ask, you know, you think Pembroke, you think it's too much division too big for say, we can't plant the seed for say, well, I left something with 50 years on, a man and listen to this and talk, and I say, yeah, man, I just said the seed plant, you know, Pembroke have the best academy in Jamaica where a man can come learn football or him come learn how to play a music thing. Because that, to me, that's the two most important things in Jamaica, come out of Jamaica.
Exactly.
And it's a three-way thing. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me say this real quick before him say anything. One thing I have to say this, and Andre up on the phone know this. This man was up on the phone with me. This man been doing that for the last 10, 15 years. Bowley call every year religiously. I collect ball, boots, gears for send go a Pembroke. I mean, I hear nobody talk about it, but me just want you know something, get them called every year. And conceptually, if we have 5 people for putting effort where him put in, then everything else is possible.
Yeah, but
Andre, I think I heard a conversation a couple of weeks ago where Andre was on with somebody else I know was talking about the same thing. Everything really comes down to structure.
Yeah. The structure not there even though that's the point. That's the point, Peter. But go ahead.
1,000%. And I want to tell you something. Bowley himself asked me for me last studio in my backyard.
Yeah.
I'm telling him I'm not going to build it because I don't want nobody kill him around the feet.
Right.
But ultimately, what I'm saying is that there are people with really good intentions and people that can help to get this done. But to a certain extent, we have to acknowledge it, 1. And 2, it all comes down to structure. It all comes down to setting up a system where it becomes a feeding tree, because if it's something that we're going to sit down and wait on the government for doing
no, exactly right, Peter. That's not my intention. And a handout I want. You want it, it's a reinforce itself and a pay for itself. Right. It's a self.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. But continue, sorry.
No, but yeah, so, I mean, listen, we're not short of talent and we're not short of people with skills and all of those things. But to a certain extent, I think you said it the other day too. I think you and Phil was talking about it. It's going to start from some kind of documentation on a paper and then...
Yeah. I know if I talk about it, it's like, I just talk about it, I just start me a talk. I just think it through. When we talk about it every week, I say it's like you want something like a trust fund or a foundation. Like a Pembroke trust or a Pembroke foundation where them can negotiate a certain things with a school or say, you know, them have a 50 or 100 year lease for use a property for the certain thing, or them are going to develop a certain thing. You say you want to a studio, it belongs to the foundation, it don't belong to one man. It's a property. It's not even if the man they gone or we gone. 20 years, 30 years time when I was there. But the foundation did and the structure in place say, you know what, Every youth want to come play at Pembroke. He want to come to the school at Pembroke Academy. And then every club from overseas want to come look on the ball, the man who at Pembroke, or the man who want a musician, him come check Pembroke Academy first. But it starts with the structure. It starts with that structure where you know, say...
But you know what, something, land, it's funny you bring it up, it can't work, you know.
Of course it can't work, Bowley. Everything starts with an idea.
It can't work. All right. Me I show you a thing. You say not the roots.
Yeah.
A long time him a deal with it. Him have the skill to deal with it. Me no know why nobody no want deal with him, but me think they should. Seeing some man are going like them want have half the man like him a beggar, and the man not begging nothing. The man a work hard to deal with the thing. For the youth, them me see him do it. Seeing? So now, people who they are Pembroke who benefit from the community. Big man, I only me a talk to, no know yourself.
Yeah, man. Man, you live a foreign and Pembroke and Jamaica same way, yeah.
Enough man know who me call them and they make promises, all up on your promises. See? A one man me beg and him send $50, but don't even take it. See? It's still all sit down and I go fund me thing. So, me know a Pembroke can deal with certain things like what you just start, but it can be done. From the primary school level, all the way up to the high school level.
Yeah, exactly right, Bowley.
Some man,
yeah, go ahead.
roots have the foundation already there, you know.
No, right. All we need for build around roots, I know, as Peter said, you know, is the structure, the infrastructure, it's a whole way I got set it up in a way. That roots have the idea and everything in charge, in terms of how it's going to run and everything, you know. But all you got to do is like, that if a man want give, when people want to set up a thing, he knows there's a foundation that I got to. Or a trust fund to say,
boy. I tell us that we deal with it like that already. Roots don't give me all of the information. I'm going to put it out on the GoFundMe. I'm going to tell us that one man send the thing come. The effort never there. Mr. Roots come all foreign, all the jersey and I do him thing. And the man no want to send no money. My man a promise, man. Don't promise no money if you not give him the money. Just say, nah, I give me. Enough man benefit from Pembroke back in the days, all Mr. Snapes.
Right.
Give the youth them things. Enough man you know do that. Shelly Prince, enough man do it out of them pocket.
Yeah, man. From long time. Exactly.
Yeah. You know enough man they are foreign. Hear me I tell you. Who can say, you have enough of a bridging a drink, you know. Who some weekend drink all even $100 or $50 and then bridge it. I mean I say bridging then 1 week out of the 4 weeks, then just send $100 get that to roots to make it work. No my youth on nothing. 100 you can sacrifice even at 20 then. All right, third. I mean say the ganja smoker them only can enough smoke and split for a day and send on the $20. See way. The man them know themselves, you know.
Yeah.
Stop. Say you love Pembroke. If you love and you care, it take cash to care.
Yeah, man, that road set, man.
Send on the dollars, bridging. Send on the money.
Structure for the first, Bowley. Structure for the first.
Together with roots. Roots there, I'm putting in time and effort to deal with it. It's going to need cash, you know, cash it need, you know.
Yeah, go ahead, Peter.
I agree about it, but you're with me that for a second. Everything is like a perfect storm to a certain extent. In other words, this very program with Lance and Sheila do is bringing a certain level of awareness, and it jog people's memory. Because trust me, myself, when I listen to some of these things, you have to look back into yourself and go, wow.
Yeah, man.
As much as what I always talk about it's not the same as when you hear people recant and relive the different stories. 1, 2, here's the truth. Roots was doing amazing stuff and still continues to do the amazing stuff, but to a certain extent, there was not that level of connectivity that there is today. So, because there wasn't the level of connectivity, if a man don't have the level of relationship with Roots, I can understand why a man just, you know, whether I'm poo-poo the whole idea. But I think now, with this podcast series and the different people who are coming on and people engaging in a way where we really wasn't engaging before, short of if you go back to Pembroke and you run into a man, this might be able to spur something. So I think everything is a beginning, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's something I look on it. Andre, you have any thoughts on the matter?
I mean, and whenever there is an issue of financial concern, transparency is of the utmost, right? So therefore, anybody I can't comment on a man who don't do a thing because of whatever he assumes, right? So therefore, if you have a program, you need to put out the program in its entirety, soup to nuts, and you need a committee, a board, or something that is accountable.
That's the structure we're talking about, man. That's a fidelity, man. Yeah.
So with the absence of those things, when if I alone come out here, people go and question my motives.
Yeah.
Because there are certain people that would know me and some who don't know me.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
So when you establish it on a level where you're looking at a committee, a board, and people are accountable and everything is transparent, I think you get more favorable responses. I believe that at that point the whole process is outlined from soup to nuts, how it's going to be attained, what the steps are, and what to expect along the way.
Exactly, Andrea, and just a piggyback point. That's why I talk about it in a vision way. The vision of a big. It's not about just say you want to revitalize the major league team, or the vision of a big in such a way where you say it's a big time thing. Oh, me I look on it in my mind, we're not going there 50 years, none of we're not going there. But you left a structure in such a place that we can be a foundation to say we start a club or a community or a complex where it's like how Bayern Munich they tell when the man want to form the Super League were there. And the owners of Bayern Munich tell them, say, no, you're not, this club not join that, And man, we as a foundation or Pembroke can say, because you have your share certificate or whoever you got set up and say, the original owner of this complex, this whatever you call it. I just begin such a way, I say, a white name there, a school, whatever you want to call it, an academy, where I build youth, because 3 things that do, Youth are going to come to Pembroke, because they might get opportunity to expose themselves. For music and football, more importantly to me, it'll take the youth them off of the road and I take them from the gun thing, and at that why enough Jamaica no want to go back home, So if we can develop one thing at Pembroke where other community follow, I know them love follow Pembroke, where the youth you can't take you them say no man, we're not gonna shoot no gun, We'll go over the Pembroke Academy because we'll learn how to play drum, the man will teach you how to play football, and it's set up in such a way, it's bigger than we, man. That's how I look on it, man. Bigger than we.
Well, if I'm able to say this, full disclosure, and I know something we talk about too much, but Bowley, this is a perfect example of where I talk about. Right now, I'm in the process of doing something like that. It don't necessarily surround athletics as much as it surrounds what I'm calling the new age trade skills.
Right.
So what the new age trade skills is all of the things that are effective in terms of employment today.
Exactly.
Audio engineering, film editing, everything what people are doing on their phone these days.
Exactly.
But not
you drift off, Peter. Repeat yourself. You kind of drift off. Because you make an important point. Go ahead.
Yeah. If you, it's the new age trade skills. What are the new age trade skills? When we grew up, trade is electrical engineering, plumbing, contracting, them kind of thing. That today's trade skills is app development, audio engineering, film editing, all of those things. So my Bella complex right now, which does that. But just like anything else, Bowley, even with good intentions, I have to put out a serious proposal.
Yeah.
I have to get backing. I have to get a board, as Andre said, and put the board together. So as far as the schematic, you have a schematic, but it goes way beyond just a schematic because somebody wants to see what is your 5-year, 10-year vision down the street.
Exactly. You understand what I say, Peter? You understand exactly what I say. Yeah.
The thing is, even when you're projecting these things, you have to bring people now that is going to be instructors along the way. You have to highlight and pull those people into the proposed plan.
Yeah.
So when you have 2 months, I want $10,000 from you. These are the reasons why I want it. You know what I mean? I understand. Look, it's here's what happened. Roots did the best he can do with what is available to him. Because me have to be honest, me know Roots from me a little youth. Me a Roots a fight from me about 9-year-old. Roots fight everybody, but one thing me have to give him respect for. I have never seen him, and when ball time come, where a level of professionalism and how him deal with it, I have to lift my hat to that.
Team props.
Yes, so the fact that he's still at the helm of it and wanting to make it happen is a great thing. But I think now the idea is the structural help
Yeah, man.
round.
Infrastructure. We are
Yeah,
talking about
because
Peter.
the
Yeah.
whole point is in a bowling. Pembroke are gonna be a big help, and Pembroke people are gonna put up as much as them can. But for these things survive on a much larger help, you need corporate help too.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you have to see this as in what is the end product? What is the when you teach people, what are they going to do? In other words, yeah, it has to be job opportunities at the end of the
Exactly.
day.
It's exactly, Peter. It's like we set up an academy where job training skill a man a come. Not just take exam. Exactly.
Exactly. Well, to be honest with you, it's even less about taking an exam because what we're looking at right now, a business model that we knew growing up in the 70s don't exist
No, that
today.
don't exist more at all, Peter. But glad I
Because
said.
exactly because today's business model is less about, I mean, conceptually, I mean, obviously, this, without getting too deep into it, conceptually, when you really think about it right now, the average thing that a man is doing on his phone today has a serious earning potential if he only understands how to put that in a structural way. You
Exactly,
understand what
Peter.
I'm saying?
Exactly. The only thing I just talk about that, and a personal matter, the only thing me do with this podcast is do the recording on my computer. Everything else up on my phone, me do, Peter. Me make
1000%.
make my connection with Uno Bowley, Andre upon my phone. Me text Andre Friday and say, give me a name I can call for come on. And we just follow up with everything up on my phone, man. And the only thing we have the recording device from my computer, I sit down on Sunday evening and do the recording. So
But more importantly, think of the outreach of it. In other words, like you say, is a series of phone calls that connected all four people on the phone today.
exactly.
But this series of phone calls has now turned to what is a podcast, which is now turned to something that lives in the viral space and can be revisited several times.
Yeah, man. Man can over and over listen. Yeah.
So for a newcomer to the thing, there's actually a history for follow. So the actual reach of this is ridiculous. I mean, like Mr. Bowley, you was doing a great job of trying to help Roots and doing what you're doing, but one podcast can reach 500 million people.
Yeah, man. Not one time, but yeah, you're right, Peter. Yeah, over a period of 10 years, 5, 10, 15 years, the conversation we talk was that I could have reached 500 million people. You're right. I'm on this back and say, yeah, exactly.
I'm glad said the man them say it like that, because I love how it sound. Yeah, I love that. No, I love how the man them say something new.
What we are saying,
something to think about.
It bigger.
Me a serious something to think about.
Yeah, man, it bigger than we, man. It bigger than all the way.
It's something to think about. But in my thing, me I say, we don't have no whole of time on this earth. They deal with the things straight.
Well, that's true. We can start right away and do the certain straight. Yeah, I agree with that.
We don't like big people promise big people for do things. We don't like that. So if you want help. If you not help, say you not help. You see me? I said, the idea them is great, but you still have to come forward with some dollars to get it going also.
Yeah.
The idea them is great. You know?
I tell you the truth, most people come from what they call a show me state. Yeah. So as somebody who is doing something very similar right now, I can't hold it against nobody because, as Andre say, if you're not complete in your
transparency,
transparency, how you're doing it, what it means, how it plays out over 5 years, what are you trying to do? I have started to learn that I can't hold those things against the body because it is incumbent on me to get it to that level so that they can say, it will organize.
I understand your point to the Bowley, but guess what? It not take much to take it to that level, to an infrastructure level, because that's all it needs, That's all we are saying. And it starts with the conversation where we have here now for the last couple of weeks, and we talk about it in a certain way. And somebody will understand to set up infrastructure more than we, an attorney or somebody, a businessman, can just come forward and say, you want to talk about it, Peter? Yeah, I say, yeah. You know exactly what to say. Say, no, you can't, but it have to do. It have to do in a certain way where people have confidence and know, say, the infrastructure in place. Trust me upon that, Bowley.
And Lance, to piggyback on what you said there,
I agree with what I say, I agree with it, but me just say, we don't have enough time sometimes. Just deal with it. Just get it going, man. For just come forward and
Bowley,
deal with
hear
it.
what,
You know?
hear what up now, brethren. If we don't do what we talk about the infrastructure, 10 years from now we'll be having the same conversation.
Right.
You
Exactly.
understand me? Because it's not going to go any further.
So we are going to spend it
we have
on
to
to
do
not
what
the
have to be
road.
done.
Yeah, no.
Not the roads, we are talk to you. So no, I'm going to see the information the man them a say. Look into what the man them a say.
Me and him talk privately all the while about it, man. Me and him talk privately about it.
deal with it.
Yeah.
Me I say it can be done, you know.
Me and him talk about
Can
it,
be
man.
done.
Upon them level, me I talk upon it too. Because as a matter of
Can be
fact,
done.
you can walk and through them at the same time. But the infrastructure have to set up.
But I not just routes we attack to the whole away.
Yeah, the whole way, and the roads are road. This is not just a road
Yes.
thing. Exactly, Andre. Thank you for that. Exactly.
That's the point. That's the point I was going to make, because tell the truth, no one man can pull this off.
No. It's a community. That's why good we are talk about it in the way, and I say it open for any man with the idea and hear this and hear we are talk, and I say, man, I understand the Lance and Peter and Bowley and Andrea say, you know, because me see the vision too, you know. Because the main thing for me, you know, you see I want to see the vision of what we are talking about. The vision bigger than just a Pembroke in my mind, you know. Because in a sense, you know, if we can pull this off as a community, which we did when we formed the Corner League, I mean, I love get Riley Bishop from telling me, I'm going to get him for all the Farmer League, Corner League that farm. And something similar what I pull off, you know. What I try to pull off something that going to last 50 or 100 years.
But I understand what that is doing, Lance, and this is a perfect example. Like you say, think about what Raleigh pull off back then.
Yeah.
Right? If Raleigh did stop for a second and say to himself, you know, so this is going to be this big, because hindsight is always 2020, you know. All of we sit down and I say, boy, Raleigh, but no, we never document it.
Yeah.
So this is where structure comes back in, because for these things to survive,
yeah, man, you have to have a structure, man. Because, yeah, exactly.
It have to have structure, and it have to have an earning potential of its
yeah,
own.
exactly, Peter. That's exactly the thing. You can't be go out there and say, look, donation every week. I've set up in a way where it's when I say it's a business, you say, all right, listen to my ball. So I look on it, you know. I'm going to target it in the positive, you know. You say, when we set up infrastructure for Pembroke, and we start doing it, and the next community come and say, boy, Lance, so I want to do this. You understand, no problem, you know, but guess what? You have to pay with 20 million to learn a copyright over to do this, you know, because we know where I do. You see me, I said to you, Peter, we designed it, just like we designed the Corner League and set it up, a man copy it and get nothing feed. You set up an infrastructure in place and know what to do. If the next community want to come do it, you can say, yeah, man, we can show you what to do, you know. But you have to pay our executive a certain amount of money and we come set it up for you.
Right.
Because we have built it from nothing, you know. This is just from an idea we're talking, you know. You follow me, I said to you? And that's how you're going to make the money all along, you know. A self-sustaining thing. It's bigger than me, man.
And the most important thing is, I mean, we have some amazing people involved. I mean, Flooney is no joke. Flooney's an economist, right, Andre?
Right. No, man, yeah.
In other words, Andre work in a corporate tomorrow. Bowley, you work for Wall Street. Tony got to work for Wall Street. What I try to say is, the bottom line is, we have to see it as if a man come and walk up to you and pitch you something. And you don't know.
Exactly.
But get how close you and anybody is. When a man pitch to you, he must be able to have the elevator pitch and get that.
Yeah, man. That's exactly right, man. Exactly right.
You know what I'm saying?
And the pitch, and the vision have for big years. That's why I hear me talk about it big every weekend. I had something to me this week, I know, Peter. I had to me say, what do we call it? New age skill.
Yeah, man. New age trade school.
No, man, I have to talk about that, man, because that's a key. We're going to set up a complex where I teach you the new age skill.
But I like the idea, the way you're saying the land with the youth them first, and I feel it's the right way.
No, but it can't work now.
Early. You have to catch them early.
So, when I say, in my mind, you know, I say this, because I don't want to dwell on it too much in the podcast. Every week we get a chance, we must talk about it. It's like we have some arrangements with the primary school and the high school and under 8. I know, say, I look out for man who have talent in football, we have a sports thing, track and field. The new age thing, I got to teach some of you them more for new age thing same way. And the man, what the man them are going to know, say, when they come to Pembroke primary, them know say them are going to learn a skill. Them peers know say them are going to learn a skill. And them graduate on to second. Then you have competition at the club. Like them have for football competition, you build up back a vibe at Pembroke back same way. Yeah. And what I do, it take you them off of the skill for stop think about certain things. It's a big thing I think about, you know. But it starts with just one little idea.
I'll tell you this much, Lance. Sorry to cut you. I'll tell you this much. We started with the youth too, but I think that we learned in New York recently is that there's so many what we're calling young adults, you know, which is people that get to the age of 16 to 21 to 23. where if they don't have jobs and they're not having job opportunities, even when you start with a younger age group, to a certain extent, because what we're developing is reflex muscles, you know.
Yeah, no,
We're
man.
positivity and reflex
Yeah,
muscles.
no,
So
yeah.
we have to start somewhere with both sets,
Yeah,
because when you want positive examples.
No, when me say youth and Peter, me not talk about the say stars with the start. Yeah, no man, you have to start with all age group across, man. Because them dead already. Me agree with you, man. Me agree with you. All age group, everybody were dead in our Pembroke and at the school system, you got to start and say, but this is where the infrastructure comes in. It's like you have approach the school, man, I say, you know what? This is the plan we have for now, you know. And some farm agree. I don't know how it will work, because I never do them thing here before. Because, as I said, Peter, you want to do it outside of politics and government. It's a private sector. A private thing, you say, this is how you take charge, and you say, you're going to run this to the school, and you give them a benefit from doing it. And you not take over the school, but I say you design a thing where the school and the community are win from, you know. So
it's a symbiotic relationship. You know what I realized in the process you just outlined, Lance, also is that yes, you started all age groups, and even the senior people then will get something from it. But in 5 years and 10 years, because the youth them who come in at the very youngest stage were exposed, by the time them become senior people, them way more sophisticated than the ones
exactly.
1000%. And then you use them back as mentors to the program.
Exactly. Let me just make this clear now. When I say youth them, I don't want the female them things that the man them alone we talk about. Male have to make sure say it, you know, Peter, because you there talk about football and Bowley and Peter, and we are talking about football and Pierre, man, we are talking. We say no. Everybody, male and female, everybody involved in this. So I don't want no man feel so we're not involved in at all. Don't want to feel.
Right.
Anyway, gentlemen, when I be with the sign that I'm sure we'll touch up, you know. But may I ask a couple of last questions, because we have another conversation to start at 7 o'clock and after 6, I know. So and that's the conversation that work a week time. If we have a hard stop, we'll continue to talk over and over. But I'm glad, I love the vibes there. But let me ask you the last question before we close it out. And Peter and boy, same question too now. I'm going to ask you, Peter, how you feel I talk about them old-time Pembroke memories after all these years? How you feel I talk about them thing here?
Listen, the greatest period of my life at Pembroke, straight. I mean, the fact that we can even have them conversation and a laugh on the phone and is signs of a positive upbringing. I heard, what's his name, Norman Hemmings. His brother, Andrew Hemmings, was in my class at primary. The things where the man recant in terms of like, these were 2 and 3 bedroom house where 6 and 7 people lived in. But there was a sense of pride and a sense of purpose at that age. Bowley keepers are good people. That's what that was. Pride and purpose. You know what I say? And right now to this day, I tell people from the other day, I need a new friend. If I don't know you for 20 years, but I know you too much anymore, because the truth of the matter is, to this very day, we can pick up my phone and call Bowley, we can call Kirkral, we can call Robert Taylor. All of them man I know from me at 2-3 years old. There is nothing greater than that. I don't know too many people. My friends them in New York right now that are not Jamaicans, they keep saying to me, how you manage to maintain these friendships from so far? I say to them, yeah, but I'm not me alone. There's a whole community of people that seem to have maintained those friendships. Brian, house, we go back to this house. You know, them prices in my life and the man that I have grown to be, them things that was very formative in that.
No man, I love that, man. And the fact that we kinda relight them thing I know. And me never know you from Pembroke, Peter. But guess what? I know man I know you. I know Tennessee them and Brian them. Them man they are me a close friend. Same thing with Andre. I since it start me meet Andre, Bowley remember. And Bowley remember my brother more than me. And you see me I said to you, but I saw, and people understand, this in a sense, this will bring the whole of Pembroke together whenever before, you know. This conversation, I'm on a year and I say, yeah man, remember that person there.
Yes.
And that's why I want to use it for build a vision, to say build a bigger Pembroke and a greater Pembroke. You see me I said, we're going to last 100 years. That's how I look on it, man. And turn on, not just Pembroke, because I said to you, we know so once you need a Pembroke, every community go and follow. I say, how we do it? And I say, yeah, we can't come. We can't come, but enough, we leave a check with we, you know. We have to leave a check with we because we designed this and come up with it out of nothing, out of a concept. If we don't want to learn this, we can't do it for learning and we're going to do it on ourselves. So, I know nothing. But, so Bowley, the same question to you. How does feel you bring up back Pembroke after the memories after all these years?
I love it, you know. Feel good. Because you see, the man I am today, I like me learn at Pembroke before me leave. Yeah. Everything me know about her right now, all right, that's how me learn it. Yeah, so I love it, you know. I still I learn from the man them. Because you have some man who did a long time, I tell you some things and you have to I wonder if it did exist. So I love it. Yeah, I love it for them reasons, you know. But you can really look back and say, you know, that's how the place is still. You know, this is what it is now. And you have all people there, all 103 just dead all over there. Whole of people there at Pembroke with some strong history and memories, you know. And I love that. Who can really, you know, bring up and make the youth them know how the community was. And them have some pride in them community. And that's the thing I kind of say lacking in Pembroke right now, just the pride and the community pride and civic pride and, you know, them little thing they were, you know, a man not focused on them little small tangents.
I know because I know about it because them have a sense of history because history has never been told. History not dead end because no for them know say Pembroke even win minor league. Them don't know the history at all. Man, I used to live at Pembroke at that time. Two men me have last them said at the first year when we talk about the Pembroke in minor league, them never know about it before. Man, I grew up in a Pembroke arena the same, never know that. Because this is, we never document. That's one reason why I start documenting and talk about them things, you know. I started with my school first up at Meadowbrook. And I play cricket up at Meadowbrook and I win up at Meadowbrook. And I said, come like that till I go disappear. I said, no man, I can't make that happen. And some of you about Pembroke too. We talk about the memories them like we talk about it. And if we can build something big out of it, all the better. We can start with a talk and a conversation. So yeah. I love that, Bowley. I love what you say. So Andre, Andre, how do you make you feel that talk about them thing after all these years?
Encouraged, you know, because we are hitting some notes here that is essential to the progress that we envision, and the fact that we are getting on the same page and being able to articulate it. I feel like other people who listen to the podcast can get a clear understanding of what we're trying to
vision, yes, exactly.
To accomplish. And the more we get people like Bowley, yourself, Peter, myself, because we came up during the same time, but a little bit different eras, right? Bowley and me a little ahead of you, and then you're ahead of Peter.
Yeah.
And we experience, like you said, you and I never communicate before, but your brother Patrick was my classmate in the fourth group, along with Briscoe and Nigel Henry and them man. So there's a connection one way or the other.
Yeah, man.
The other day you and I spoke with Alla Engleton. Alla Engleton was Brian them next door neighbor. So he's a man that I used to see up close, you know. And so the more we can get out the ideas in succinct fashion where people, there's no doubt about what we're trying to do. Clear. You know, I feel like I feel confident about it. I am encouraged. And listen, I always have to say kudos to the podcast and this format that you come up with.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, thank you for that, man. Thank you for that. Well, last question to you and Bowley, Peter. I'm going to ask a question and I say, in a phone of mine, in your mind first, Peter. What made Pembroke so special when you grew up there at the time?
Family. Extended family. Like we say, my thing was, I never felt threatened or fearful or anything because it just feel like, may I say hello, good morning, the whole way from me, I walk from my house, go straight around to Bowley house. You understand? But at the same time, it was all progressive people. The sense of pride, the sense of pride, the sense of love, because there was something about the parents. Yeah, you have the odd one, like what Bowley tell you about to stop the ball and everything there. But for the most part, I don't know if it was because it was young first-time homeowners that was coming to Pembroke.
Yeah.
All of them parents that had a sense of responsibility for somebody else's youth. Like me say, me will forever say this. My old lady drop out and Gary mother
Mrs. Raw, that woman that take me like there's no tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And all of that are through Pembroke and Pembroke Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
You know, man? So,
Rest in peace, Aunt Nam. For
yeah,
real.
For
yeah,
real.
man. So I have so many of them relationships there. I met up on the phone here with Andre and Bowley. Them man, I know even my big brother, that's my brother them.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
who say for any given day, me can take up the phone and them not deny me a phone call or something. Brother, as Bowley said, I 40 odd years of that, you know.
Yeah.
That no, that's not easy to do in today's world.
No.
So when you think that you have to cherish that with every bit, but guess what? I kind of knew that from I was 10 years old. That's how the fun part about this.
Yeah, man. That's
my growing. So I never know no different.
No. You're right. Because when you come to Pembroke, when you come a foreign, come live all that way, I come later than you know, you realize that Pembroke is special.
What?
Special, you realize you come to Pembroke, you don't see no community like Pembroke. For me, when I come a foreign, man. No care how the place.
And that me I tried to earlier, still in my bridging. The place have some electricity in it, you know, nice place. Until this day.
Yeah,
no, the real thing I tell about it, the land, the air, I mean, I know I was still.
Yeah, we don't know about it, we don't.
it just,
yeah, man,
you know?
But everybody grew up in a
lovely
Pembroke,
place.
man. Yeah, man. Them don't leave Pembroke. Them don't come to Pembroke. Them grow up in a Pembroke and not feel the electricity at that time.
Them,
yeah.
Very nice youth, you know. Respectful people and nice youth them. Until this day, I have some bridging. I mean, I talk all 50 years. 55 years. Straight like that. See? Yeah, until this day.
Yeah, man.
You have all a man from all way up the road, and you're supposed to know him, you know. D, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Dino used to go keep going.
Ziley. I know him all my life. Listen me, Wayne Nelson, I know him all my life. You understand me? I say, when name the brother, Kenneth Tulloch did saying, I know him all my life, Lawrence, all my life. There's a couple of people who can say, forever, Cow-Face, all my life, enough man. Richie Poor. So it's a family thing. Pembroke call it a lot of family life.
Families.
Teach you to love people, you know, and care for people.
No
Them things I get out of Pembroke call, love and care.
I described it earlier, Peter. It divided in 3 sections, and you're right, I like how you put it. But no section, it wasn't a separate thing, man. It was like a it was like a triangle. It's like it is solid, it was like a triangle. It was like a triangle.
Yeah, man, care. A lot of care.
This section was more about sports competing, but there was no division.
None at all, man. We go and see them and book one and look and say, yeah, man, a Pembroke man, that, and you them think, not all. You forget about the school, you ain't going to say a Pembroke man. You say, yeah, man.
Yeah, show you a thing. You see, me used to live at Pembroke as a little youth. Me don't even want to sleep.
You have so much fun, Bowley. You're right.
Me don't even want to sleep. I can't wait for the day.
For the next morning, come up, get up, go play some scrimmage and all of it. Yes.
Yeah. That's the places stay. I can't wait to get up. I see your bridging them. Yeah, man, full of energy and nice, you know. You know? Man. So I love that about the thing.
Yeah, man. Anyway, my brother, I'm going to ask all of the question. Any closing remarks from Uno? Because I'm going to close it out. Any closing remarks? I'm going to start with you first, Andre. Any closing remarks?
Yeah, man. We want to keep the vibe going, right? You know, the more we talk about it, is the more likely to come to pass. So
yeah, man.
Let us keep the vibe going. Let's keep the conversation going. Let's invite everybody into the mix.
Yeah, man, the vision. Let's keep the vision going, man. That big vision we have, man. And anybody want to come participate in the vision, and then we just take it from there. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And Bowley, any final word?
Well, I love what I do, you know. Niceness. You know? Love it.
Yeah, man.
Straight like that, a niceness. We need it.
Thank you, my
brother. We need it.
Let's go and spread the word. Let's go and spread the word.
We really need it. And Pembroke Heights, you know yourself, participate.
Spread the word from the Bowley. That's hard one.
No, man, we know them. We don't know what people, I mean, that's why me talk how me talk, you know. People know me like that, you know. Participate, that would it's good for them and spectator and watch it. but be involved in the community. You know what I'm saying?
Come get talk, man.
Come
Welcome,
out.
come get
Yeah,
talk,
man.
Come get
That's the
ideas.
part important, you know.
Come get
Come
vision,
to feel each other. Yes, we have to feel each other, you know. So, that me I say, you know, come out, participate, you know. So we have to say, but be engaged.
Yeah, man. Be engaged.
See?
Be engaged.
Be engaged in the community.
Yeah, man. And Peter, in the final word.
Two things: inspiration and anticipation. Inspiration because it's just an amazing thing. I mean, we're up on the phone for 3 hours. I actually come home from a meeting because that was how important it was for have the conversation. Anticipation because we expect to hear a lot more of this because we just know say we just a touch a surface.
Yeah, man. That's a tip. That's a tip we are touched. Peter.
Of different people's experiences, and it is just, I mean, honestly, I'm not lie to you. The two last man, them Ingleton thing hit me because that was a whole thing where I little youth, but Norman and Carlton start relate to my age group in a way where when I said, oh, whoa, check that out. You know what I mean? So, brother, you're doing an amazing thing, and I know it don't come without a holy power because you give up your Sundays. So, I have to give kudos to you and Phil. And as Phil would have said, we just want to know Pembroke never win.
You must have asked that. And I'm right. But we have the answer there. But we want to turn around and make Pembroke win in a bigger way, you know. With Pembroke, yeah, exactly.
All of that whole different win, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But once enough credit can be given to you, Root Boy. Trust me.
Yeah, man.
know.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I appreciate that. I never know when I start this. So much people reach out back to me and say, boy, Lance, it's a good thing you do. And I say, yeah. Because I just want to talk about the story them because I love the Pembroke story them from my angle. And everybody's story and everybody's history different, you know. So every time you talk to somebody, a different story I get, man. As I tell somebody this week, when them come listen to them conversation, them can't Google it and get no answer. Because a different answer you get for every week.
Exactly.
It's a different complex you get. Me now, you the same story, man. A different thing a man have our mind and I tell them, man.
You want something, Lance? You forget some man like Al Priggs, you know, Priggs, show up yourself. Carlton Bristol,
yeah,
show
man,
up yourself. Love, man, show up yourself.
Yeah,
them
man.
have a whole heap of history and knowledge, you know.
Yeah, man,
them
man, want get. No, man, don't worry about it.
They really have it to know.
I'm glad you're proud of the man because whenever them ready,
yeah.
Yeah, man, we're going to make the link for them, man. Whenever them ready, man. When them hear this, I know, we'll give them time for come in, man. I'll give them time for come in. All right. Anybody welcome for come tell them story, man. From the Pembroke, him just come tell them story. I say, I look on it, man. And tell them story.
You have a time when enough youth, you know. Enough youth who can come in, me I tell you, enough little youth.
Yeah, man.
Establish and do them things. Really want to come in and do something. Enough man want to come do things, you know.
But because the structure not the ball. Yeah. Remember what I told
that? Enough man want to deal with it.
Yeah, if the structure there, we don't have a problem.
Man, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that.
And bless up yourself, bless up your family. Taylor Danville, not say a word.
Pedro. Just say a word, boy. Just say a word. I love every time, my brother. You don't know it.
Yeah, man. Because we know so we go far, don't it?
Oh, you mean, man?
Anyway.
Jamaica and New Year.
Yeah, man. Love you, man.
Gentlemen, this has been a blast, you know. Andre, Taylor Danville, I have to thank you for making that conversation going. There's one phone call for you Saturday, Friday, I never have no idea Jamaica, and say, yeah, man. Call Peter, man. And Peter say, yeah. And Peter say, yeah. Him say, first, him say, gear, and him say, gear, I got busy. And him say, Bowley. Him say, yeah, man. I know nothing. And we're there. 3 hours later, and we're there. So, in other words, God bless the whole ano. God bless the whole ano. And God bless Pembroke. In other words of Bobby Fire, I close the program them that way. Bobby Fire always say, on the ball, Pembroke. Anybody who live at Pembroke will know that. Bobby Fire remarks him there on the sideline, on the ball, Pembroke.
Yeah,
so,
on the ball.
Yep,
yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So I thank the trainer for coming.
Yes,
appreciate the conversation. As I say, God bless you, know? God bless Pembroke, and God bless the whole of it at the same time. All right, my brother. Peace and love. Yeah, man. Cool.
Bless up yourself.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah, man. We talk. Yeah, cool. Thanks for listening to Pembroke Memories podcast. And remember to give us all the support you can on whatever social media platform you are listening. A special thanks to my production manager, Kyle Prince, who takes care of everything involved in getting the podcast out every week. And without him, I would not be able to do what I love doing every week, having memorable conversation about Pembroke. Thanks.